don't know what's going on. They definitely playing with me. Yeah, they playing with the live. Yeah, they definitely playing with the live. They playing with me. I can't even control. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. Ain't none of my buttons working right now. I'm trying to change the image. I'm trying my best to get the technical controls. All right, there you go. Yeah, early morning video, top of the morning, y'all. I gotta go to work, so you know what I mean. Gotta go to work, so I gotta find time to do these videos. I be too tired. I missed my Saturday broadcast, so I'm trying to make up for it right now. My apologies to everybody who missed the Saturday broadcast. I won't miss another Saturday on my word. Word to my mother, I will not miss no more Saturdays. I wanted to do a video on Donald Trump, though. I really wanted to do a video on Donald Trump and the gematria numerology behind Donald Trump. But it's something eerily important about this standoff and clash of cultures with these Aboriginal brown people and the hybrid people. This is so important. You know why this is important? Because it's an easy topic to tackle. Y'all, so not only did I have an epiphany and a revelation, but I had a moment of common sense, whereas now I see what's going on. I can see clearly what's going on. We have a group of people that are obviously hybrid, right? With all types of tundra. If you know what the tundra is, it's the cold weather. Tundra characteristics versus a tropical, subtropical people, which is equatorial. We know what equatorial people look like versus tundra and taiga. Look up taiga as well. Well, we know Siberian people are a tundra people that live in the cold weather. And I also found out that Eskimos are not pale people. So we have a dilemma here because Esquimaux/Eskimos are not pale people. They're actually very brown and they survive off meat. So the dilemma here is people are teaching, why is Suriname in this? Why do you care? Why is it your business? Why do you even care? Because I got Suriname family and friends, and I got family from Belize as well. I'm American. That's why Suriname is in this. Have you ever seen Brazil Carnival and Mardi Gras? That's why. It's my duty to talk about it. But anyway, the dilemma is they are teaching that dark brown people are not supposed to be in America, even though the equator is in America. And, we have the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic. But it hit me that they are actually teaching that these deep brown melanin people are not supposed to be in America. They are only supposed to be in Africa. That's when it hit me that this is the conspiracy. When we look at the continent, the two continents of South and North America, at the South Pole up to the North Pole, they're trying to really instill in our minds that dark brown people are not supposed to be in America. You are only supposed to be in Africa. But if you look at the artifacts all around the planet, all you see is dark brown people artifacts and paintings. So the conspiracy is to wipe these people clean from the Americas, which is sickening, by the way. It's it's sickening, but it's obviously what their tactics is. It's obvious what they're trying to do is remove these people from the continent. And shout out to the Paramaribo, the Paramaribo, what's it, Saramaka people, if I'm saying it right. Um, Akan people, the Guyana people, what do they call Suriname people? Shout out to them and other people in South America of Amazon that survive. What is going on down there, especially the Brazilian people, the Colombian people, the Bahia people. Salute to these people that has fought. Salute to the North American Mississippian people that has fought and survived this, man. This is some scary stuff because y'all don't really understand how important this is. They want you to think that dark brown people are not supposed to be in America, although they are original people, the first seafaring people, the first people to map the stars, to build the mounds, are the dark brown people. Their artifacts are all across the planet, in Africa and Asia, especially in America with the fabulous Olmec sculptures. They really want to embed in your mind that these off-white people at the bottom are the original population. That should scare you. And they're doing it right in your face. But at the same time, whether it scare you or not, the universe and the Most High Son is not letting them prevail, obviously for obvious reasons of nature. Surviving in the sun and nature, they don't have the propensity that you have to survive. What you mean, who's they? Why are you here? What do you mean, who's they? Look how they're rewriting history books, teaching that you are colored, that you came from a ship. What do you mean, they? Are you serious? This is a serious video. That's why I'm doing it at 4 in the morning. By the way, I'm doing this late night to avoid trolls who should be asleep. It should be bedtime for children. What do you mean? They're writing these history books in English. English just got here in the 1800s and they're writing all the history. How do they know everything when they weren't even here? You got to ask yourself, these English people who have an agenda to whitewash everything, how are they writing all the history? They wasn't here when Spanish was ruling. They wasn't here when French was ruling. They wasn't here when the indigenous was ruling. They just got here. So who's to say that their word is true? You got to question everything. Now all of a sudden the Olmec look like the Suriname people. The Olmec look just like them, but now we got these off-white people trying to tell us dark-skinned people not supposed to be from America. That's the dilemma, because we know the dark-skinned people are supposed to be from everywhere. You have to have this melanin. This is called eumelanin. Pheomelanin is the pink to pale melanin, and it's sort of recessive. It is not natural to nature. It's sort of a mutation in genetic engineering. It's a hybridization, intentional hybridization of hybriding intentionally. They breeded themselves intentionally like this. It's not a natural phenomenon. I'm Caribbean and we don't care about those things. Well, move around. Get off my channel. I'm a whole North American. What did you want a North American's channel from? For what are you here? What is melanated? I didn't say anything about melanated. What are you talking about, melanated? I don't use terminologies like that. I clearly said eumelanin and pheomelanin. Stop trying to sound intelligent, Caribbean person. I clearly said eumelanin and pheomelanin, which is a difference. Everyone has melanin. But God did scatter his bee people abroad the four corners of the earth. But you know what, Lady Tech 56? That was in ancient times, though, is what I'm saying. God scattered his people around the earth in ancient time. It's nothing new to have brown people in America, is what I'm saying. Why we don't understand that when y'all are the majority in America? Exactly, so smart. You don't want to play with me, McCorricks. I'm not the one to play games with. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, I'm a historian. I'm not a rinky-dink. But going back to the other commenter, we have to get comfortable with knowing that the Brazilian people are 400 million. It's 400 million brown Brazilians. Because I don't use the word black. Yes, they've been brainwashed, Watcher. I don't use the word black because none of us are actually black. That don't even make no sense for us to use that term anymore. It's more like brown and copper brown. We should not be using that word. Nobody's black. You're only calling yourself black to compete with white. That's the only reason y'all using that word. It's the only reason y'all using it. It's all right. Black is without color. My people are waking up and we're looking good. Did y'all see the Super Bowl with the Mardi Gras indigenous people there? They had our people dancing in the Super Bowl, y'all. Wow, they know we're coming and they have to adhere to y'all. Notice all of the sponsors, all of the businesses have to pander to y'all people. So whatever y'all is on, they own because they got to sell products. They don't care about nobody else. They got to pander to you consumers. Y'all are saying y'all are native aborigines, so they going with the flow. Y'all keep pushing, we gonna win. This is why I know we gonna win because nobody else really matters when it comes to consumerisms and business. They don't they don't make an effect on the economy like you do. So they don't care about them. They're just they're just running their mouths on TikTok and YouTube trying to, use our energy. They're trying to ride our wave because it's always y'all people. You American people. Shout out to Queen. She's an African. No, love to y'all because we're everywhere, Queen. We're everywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Europe, Africa, Russia, Asia, Australia. We're even in Australia, a giant island of nowhere. How did we get on Australia? Just think about that. How did we get in New Zealand? How did we get out there in Hawaii? He said, you guys really heard a crazy theory and thought, let me make this. I don't know what you talking about. You another person not making no sense, but I'm not going to mind you right now. Yes, we are. Did you catch the message from Kendrick's performance with, yes, I peep all of the little subliminals. Kendrick was letting out the subliminals, so it's like they're drip dropping the information slowly but surely away from, the Pan African agenda because they see what we're doing on TikTok every day. That's right, we are a world empire. Thank you, Glitch of the Matrix. Way before the hybridization in Britain Empire, the British Empire intervening, we had already a global empire and they tried to write us off, but they cannot defeat the creator. They cannot defeat the creator. They cannot create what is prophesied. I understand BLAK is not a race. I'm alert of that. I'm Israelite, right? Royalty. Stop salute to the Israelite royalty. I enjoy learning truth. Keep doing your thing, bro. That's right, Kiko V. And we are here. Like, it's a lot of us who do it, but my style is a little different. I like to deal with the truth. I don't deal with conjecture. I don't deal with opinion. I'm not biased. I don't commit to biased research. I stick to the script of the truth. So I want y'all to get used to my channel, Ola's PNF and Royal Noble American. That's my other channel. You know what I'm saying? I stick to the civilization. Who is behind the mathematics, the science, the navigating? You know what I'm saying? I'm into that. I don't really do the religion and the opinion because everyone entitled to their religion and opinion. I just stick to the data of what we know. They take our style and swag right us. Thank you, Cherie. Exactly. But it's really about y'all, Cherie, and where y'all minds are at. And if we can think together like a congregation, everything will go in our favor. It will go back the way it was. But we have to teach love. I want to emphasize love going forward. Don't forget, we had our moments when we were in our lower self, when we were dealing with the DRUGS and the CRACK, right? When we were dealing with that, we had our moments, but we must learn to love again. We must get the hatred out of our system. It's going forward. Nothing will defeat us if we love each other and we look out for each other all across America, Brazil, all these other countries that we're going to be visiting. We're going to be visiting these people. We're going to be sending emissaries out to Africa. We're going to be sending people to Asia to look out for our people in India. We're going to be looking out the Andaman Islanders, the Australian Aboriginals. We're going to be looking out for these people. We are the leaders. We are the caretakers of this planet. Yes, they try to get rid of us, but they can never win. They don't have the talk game that we have, the vocal cords that we have, the strength that we have, the endurance that we have. They don't have it. They all depend on us. They all depend on your red blood cells and your plasma, right? All of these people claim to be original, but they need. No, I'm not an islander. I'm a North American Mississippian, but I understand the Caribbean. He said, "You people are obsessed with race. It's ridiculous." No, it's not. Don't mind your business. And it's not about race. I don't do race. And I have race pride. I have race pride. I'm not obsessed with race. I am an American, and I doubt you are an American. A lot of y'all just got here, and trying to claim you're an American. You say block them. I'm gonna listen to the sister. I'm gonna go ahead and block them. I'm blocking them. Whoever y'all say, I'm blocking from now on, because we got our own energy. The Caribbeans are our brothers and sisters. That's true. But the Caribbeans are our brothers and sisters. But let's think about nationality, Compton Indian. Nationality is our nation as North Americans. I'm from Muskogee. I live in Muskogee right now, A. Buckley. I actually live in this area in Chattahoochee Valley. And much love to all Muskogean and whoever know who really understand what the Maroon, the Creeks, and Seminole, Cimarron really is, all the way up to the Eskimo. But to the I want you to understand nationality, Compton Indian. You have Grenada Islands, Jamaica, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, or I forgot what Puerto Rico real name is, Cuba. You have all these nations. You have to have a nation too, Compton. So I understand those are our brothers and sisters, but worry about your nation. Get your nation together. I'm Mississippian as well. Alabama, Mississippian. That's right. Your nation is North America. Your ethnicity and culture is Mississippian. We got to get the laws and the strength and the security of keep America white. Get on the panel and let's talk about it, immigrant. It's people like you who always have to bring hatred into the mix and keep in America. America was never, see, white actually is a status for naturalized citizens. White is a status for naturalized citizens. So you had to get naturalized here. That means that you were never American. That's what they don't want to teach y'all. It's the 1790 naturalization. Who you calling a boy? What's so crazy? You would never do it in our faces, though. That's the crazy thing about y'all, people that are weak. Like, I'm not even gonna block you. I'm not even gonna block you. I ain't gonna block you. I know you won't do it in my face. Just low. We drop locations where we from. You already know what we do. Shot Town bound. You say he the feds. You say he the feds. Should I block him? Well, you know what we do. We drop locations and meet face to face. You know what it is. We ain't scared of y'all. You know what? You know we ain't scared of y'all at all. We definitely not scared of y'all. Definitely not scared of y'all. Shout out to Wilmington, North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina / Haiti. Shout out to that. Queen says block. You're blocked. Don't block him. He's scared to show his face. Come on the panel, Mr. You'll meet me in my face, because I'm not scared of none of y'all's WSTs. Y'all know what a WST is? Let me type it in the chat right quick. Let me type what a WST is. WST slash. Now y'all know. Here it is right here. Bam. That's what a WST is. When y'all hear me say WST, you see that? Hold on, I wrote it wrong. Let me rewrite it. I'm slow. I'm a little slow sometimes. That's what a WST is. I'm not gonna say it. He's a distraction trying to take our energy. That's right. Let's focus on the energy. Let's go back to the you melanin people that you're trying to, you know, they can't see it. You're WST. You're WST. You can't see it. You can't see it. They saying they can't see it. Here, let me type it again. I'm gonna pin it to. Let me pin it. Let me see if I can pin it. See, it's pinned. This is the pinned comment. I'm sure y'all can see the pinned comment now. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. When y'all hear WST, y'all know what it mean, and PRT. I'm finna type PRT next. Okay, we got Billy up here. I'm giving you about 10 seconds. What's going on, man?
Nothing much.
Yeah, what's your interest? What do you see or disagree with?
Um, yeah. Um, you're not Native American, bro.
I never said I was Native American. Who said that? Never said
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah,
Somebody showed up
I
here and
don't
said that.
think uh, that black people are indigenous or whatever you want to call it, unless it's indigenous to Africa.
Okay, so why do I gotta care about what you think? Why do I care? Why should I care what you think? Why
I
you
mean,
feel
you
like
put
that?
me up in the panel.
I'm saying I didn't think you was gonna come up here and say that. Like that's dealing with science and anthropology. Like you're neither one. You're not a scientist, an anthropologist, a historian. Like you're nobody. Like you're just somebody with a comment. Like why do I
Okay.
care what you think? Like
So, do you think you're indigenous to America?
obviously I am. Duh. What the hell? I know I am. Like I know who my people are. I know what our contributions are to America. Like duh. Do you know what consists of an indigenous person? Do you know what makes you indigenous? Just answer the question or get booted. What makes you indigenous, man?
Being like the original people of the land.
Okay, right. It's something one that's aboriginal or native to a certain area.
Yeah, and that's not you.
That's me. Like my family built towns. We have hundreds of years of history here. And yeah, we are recognized. So yeah, please, you know nothing about me. I practice my culture. And
You're
like I said,
indigenous to West Africa.
that's all you got, man.
I know reality is a hard thing to swallow. All right.
Man, get on out of here. You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. Yeah, I'm recognized. What do you mean? Like, wow, my people are in the history books. Yeah, my people are in the history books. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Off white. Yeah, it is what it is. These people are off white, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's right. No, not white people history books. Of course not. I'm an author. I write my own books. My people write books as well. Like my people write books as well. Like we got books everywhere. Like not just white tea people. What are you talking about? Like what are y'all talking about, man? Dang, man. Like what are y'all are just like okay, so let's go back to the initial conversation. They want us to believe hybridized off-white persons are the only Aboriginal Americans when we got the Olmecs. We have the Olmec. We have the Eskimo, who are dark brown people. We have the Brazilian, the Peruvian, the Aymar Bolivian brown people. Why would I be Olmec? I'm from Chicago. Why would I be Olmec? I just mentioned the Olmec by the way they look. They look just like these Suriname original people. I got this from the New York. I'm not an Inuit. You're not an Inuit. The Inuits are dark brown people. The Inuit Esquimalt and Esquimalt are Cimarron. It's a Spanish word. Eskimo is the same word as Uchima and Sagama. Eskimo and Sagama are the same word. They are Moors. They are Moorish people. Already done the research on the Eskimos. They are the damn Moors of the Arctic. They are the Navy Moors of the Arctic. I know who the Eskimos are. They are dark brown people. Like y'all are people. No, you are not. I'm looking at your picture. You're off white. Like, what are you talking about? Like, move around. Like, no, it's not a slur. That's something that you learn from English people. Eskimo is not a slur. Like, it literally means Cimarron. It's the same word as Cimarron and Sagamore. It's the same word as Moor. Moor is not a slur. Like, move around. Ma is the Creole version of Moor. Like, y'all don't even know what an Eskimo is. Like, please, like, stop. She has never read a book exactly. Like all they do is listen to their English. And then what's so crazy about those people? They always talk about some how they was put in these schools. Have y'all ever heard of the Kamloops? They always talking about we were put into boarding schools and they took away our language and that's why my name is Betty White and I'm from this tribe. You understand me? They always talk about they was put in these schools and then, they wanna act like they know everything. Like immigrants are hey, I'm finna get you out of here, man. You just spamming, man. At least come with some information. You just spamming. That's the same old we was king stuff. Like you're not like just by typing that is nothing like. And they call Kamloops schools or boarding schools. The boarding schools. And they took your language, your culture. They wouldn't let you speak your language. Now y'all know everything. Yeah, Ellis Island and all that. My people, y'all people know what's going on, man. Keep it up, man. Y'all keep it up. Residential schools, exactly. Yes. Cabbage Patch Kids, exactly. Come on, man. Come with it. Come with it, y'all. Y'all come with that fire, man. Y'all come with that fire. Hit them fire emojis, man. Y'all waking up. I need all 50 states, including Alaska, including Canada, including South America. It's so bad to be that lost. How am I lost? Because I mentioned residential schools. Now you're getting emotional, Tally. You're getting emotional because I mentioned residential schools. How does that make me lost? Because I mentioned residential schools. This is how you know they get the panicking when they just, they get the projecting. You're lost because you don't have no. I ain't even finna go there. Ask the Lakota how they say in greetings. Okay, I'm gonna give you a source. Speak up and out. Go and look up. Um, what is this brother name? His name is Musa. Dang, I cannot think of this dude name, man. I cannot stand this. I cannot stand this. Uh, Musa Quinn. His name is Musa Quinn, and he's a Lakota brother. And he wrote Mansa Musa Quinn, and he wrote the Time Walker, the Dakota Time Walker book. I cannot think of the book. I got to look it up right quick. And he goes in. Y'all, Lakota and Dakota people need to read this. His name is Mansa Musa Quinn, I think. Something like that. If y'all know who the author is I'm talking about, who wrote that Time Walker book, somebody shout me out. I mean, somebody drop that book. I cannot think of the name of it right now. But he goes in on the Native Americans and the Moorish people. Now, all that culture is appropriated from us. Yeah, I know, Compton. I know the truth about the brown people, especially y'all California people and the Garifuna and all that. Look up the Garinago, Garifuna, Cali Niga people and the Taino people. Y'all need to look them up. I know the Equatorial American brown people, like Suriname, they want you to think they're from Africa. Why they bring these other yellow people over here that can't stand the sun. I'm not falling for that. And the fact that they even fall for it, they're not Aboriginal. This is how I know they're not Aboriginal to America. Thank you, Meredith Musa Quinn. Dang, come on, speak up and out. There you go, man. Meredith Musa Quinn. And he wrote a fabulous book about the Native Americans and the Moorish Empire. You just saying a bunch of random stuff. No, you're emotional. You're in your feelings because you're not even quoting what I'm saying. I'm just saying a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, whatever. Well, how did he know who I was talking about then? Okay. So what? Okay, so what? If I have ADHD, is that a bad thing? So I don't have to be perfect for you. Like, so how did this person speak up and out know who I was talking about if I'm not being clear? He knew exactly who I was talking about. So I'm making an impact. I'm not gonna let you throw me off. You're just emotional. You can't come up with a clear thought. So what? I don't have to be perfect though. But these people in the audience know what I'm talking about though. That's all that matters. And this picture right here I got up speaks 1,000 words. That's right. They can't handle the truth. Be more 420. They're fragile. She's fragile. She's projecting on me. I know I'm going in. Now she's talking about Wabos, and we know Wabos is a Polynesian language. Typical hybrid nonsense. The truth hurts. She's calling us Wabos, and Wabos is a dang on Polynesian language. Stop it. These people. Ooh wee, boy, this is something else. And she's talking about. That's why I told you she's projecting. Somebody said Ice Ice Baby. Man, this is something else, man. They had your people on the Super Bowl. Donald Trump know if anyone knows, the government knows y'all are the indigenous people, the Aboriginal brown people, like the Suriname, Vicente Guerrero. I mean, the list goes on. It's just not the Olmecs and Vicente Guerrero and the Creole and the Mardi Gras Maroon. It's more than that. It's the cities y'all built. So not only do they want you to think there's no dark brown people in America, they want you to think that, these people living in teepees, right? So let's look at Tele and her teepee people. Let's talk about Tele and those teepee people and feather people. They didn't build these cities that are ancient, that's all over the internet. And this is the game changer right here, because now these teepee, no, it's not Creole, it's not a mixture of nothing. Creole means native, move around. I don't want to disrespect you, Nanny, but y'all are accustomed to those boarding schools. All you know is what they taught you in boarding schools, man. Creole does not mean Creole existed before English got here, man. Like, so they can't teach us nothing. Creole means native customs. It's an easily look. All you gotta do, yeah, that's right, TPs. What do y'all have? Like, what are your architecture, Taylor? What are you laughing at? So share with us, share with us your architecture. No, it's not. It's not a French and African mixture. That's a fake history. Like, you got to know what fake history is, Nanny. The English is really good at reconstructing history, man. You got to do better than that, Nanny. Go and learn French. Go and learn Criollo. There's Criollo. There's French. There's Creole. There's Atlantic Creole. There's patois. Go and learn different history. Stop depending on English, man. You're stuck in one paradigm. Well, you're stuck, man. Nanny, I'm telling you, you're stuck. Yes, it's in history, his story, ma'am. You gotta, ma'am, I'm trying to help you think. Creole is American indigenous. It literally is the definition. I'm gonna help you right now, Nanny. Go and look up does Creole mean native? That's all you gotta do is go look that up, and you're gonna see an alternative definition. She's laughing. Oh my God, you can't make this up. Wow, but I bet you right now, I bet you $5,000 I can prove to you it means native though. I got Spanish dictionaries right now. I went to college and I got Spanish dictionaries. I'll bet you $5,000 it means native. It means creator. It means native. I'll bet you money that while you're laughing. Who is this? No thanks, Randy. No thanks. Get out of here, man. I'm not gonna emphasize on you though, Nanny. I don't want to hurt your feelings like Taylor. Taylor's feeling is hurt. Taylor, your feelings is hurt because you're projecting. Everything you said about me was you. You said I have ADHD and all of that stuff, but it's really you. You didn't hurt. Yeah, your feelings are hurt because you're out here calling me names, telling me I got ADHD. I'm not, perfect with my speech. I don't have a complete thought. You're projecting. You don't have a complete thought because you can't even tell us your architecture. What is your architecture, Taylor? I said that, no, it's not your indigenous. It's Youre. Like you are. You can't even spell correctly. You lack proper grammar, Nanny. You lack proper grammar, right? You don't know. You don't know the difference between you are and your. It's not. That's not how you spell it, man. I told you you lack the real understanding of English. We shall see Trump's next move. She said you're indigenous. These the same people who be blushing and turn pink. So I have no choice but to get rid of you. I don't want to get rid of you, but I fear you may flag my channel. I have a fear. I have a fear of getting flagged by people who are sensitive, so I just block you once you get to talking that African stuff. I'm talking and you talking about info into white tea books and science, into white tea people gathered, but you are white tea, man. Why are you not understanding this video is about y'all being off white, man? How do you not put? What is wrong with your senses, man? You're talking about white tea books when you all the white tea people. Like y'all are on reservations that they made up. These are camps they made up. Like y'all went into the Kamloops brown, became out off white, man. She said skin tone is YT rhetoric. No, it's not. It's the sun's um it's the sun's showing us who are natural and who's unnatural. Creole are a mixture of French, African. No, it's not. Creole is not a mix of nothing. It literally means native. That's fake history. I keep telling y'all that. Stop with the Creole means French. No, it doesn't. French literally means foreigner. French means foreigner, and African means white. Native American means white. That's all they mean. Go and look up the Know Nothing Party, Native American. All of this terminology was brought by English immigrants. It's not true. It's not true. The English don't teach any truth. They don't teach the true history. Skin is genetics, is expressing itself. Maybe that's true. I believe. I'll take that master manifest. But the sun, this is how he divides the real from the fake as well. The sun is the glory of all. It lets us know who's natural and who's not, who's a hybrid, and you know, make ice great again. Yeah, but I say that because the hybrids, they hybrid themselves into this society of, high level yellow people. And they want to separate themselves from the dark brown people and call them, exalt themselves. They want to exalt themselves over Earth's original people and call them ugly and unbearable, abhor, and they make fun of the dark skinned people, but they are the natural people. That's what the hybrids tried to do. But the sun is judging all of them. Right, they want to be seen as original. Exactly. That's the point that I'm trying to express in this video. They genetically engineered themselves off a beauty standard, of a European beauty standard, and they still want the perks of being Aboriginal, and it don't work like that. And the sun won't allow it. The sun won't allow it, and it comes in the form of melanoma. Who knows what melanoma is? Oh yeah, I wanted to type another word in the chat. Hold on. Let me type another word in the chat. I want y'all to get accustomed to two words right quick. PRT and WST. Psycho and I want y'all to get accustomed to these two words. As y'all can see, I just pinned a comment. Y'all need to get accustomed to these two words. Again, skin color is YT, rhetoric, your master is still. I don't have a master. We are not your people, man. We are not your people. Trust me. She said there's no pinned comment. We know y'all. This is pin. It should be pinned. There you go. Oh, they not letting. Oh no, I can't. They won't let you pin certain comments. That's what it is. They're not letting me pin it because of the what it consists of. So it is what it is. What I can do is go on another account. You can't pin your own comment. Okay, that's what it is. No, I know. I got it. I know what I can do. I can come with another account. There's certain words I can't say. So I'm gonna come with another account and type it. Watch this. WST PRT. Bam, there you go, right there. Bam. Yeah. Now it's pinned. So now I want y'all to read that. Y'all see that. WST and PRT. I want y'all to start using that. Because that's exactly what they are. It's a psycho-racial obsession they have with y'all. It's based off race. They're telling us it's a YT thing, but no, it's a hybrid thing. All of these people are obsessed with y'all. Whatever y'all do, they watch your every move. Y'all notice, like for example, um, the mestizo people, they are always at odds with y'all, but they copy everything y'all do. Same thing with the European English people. Everything y'all do, they copy. This is a sick obsession. Every day they have to talk about y'all. I don't understand why so many people are obsessed with y'all people, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And never care about the S that they do. Why you ask me, am I educated? Why do it matter, Maria Marquez? Do you want to get on the panel and go back and forth to see who's more intelligent, Maria Marquez? I'm going to invite you up here. I'll call you out. Oh, let's see if she'll come up here. Let's see if Maria Marquez will come up here. Let's see if she will come. Where is she? Where are you? I don't see you, but I'm asking you to come up here, Maria Marquez, so we can break this down and see who knows more. Because I think I know a little bit more than most of y'all people that are running around here trying to act like y'all are the originals. And y'all are suppressing the original people. Yeah, they love that educated. You know more? Silk Touch Dome? Okay, you do know more. You got it, man. You got it. You know more. That's great for you. They copy every race of color and make their history theirs by portraying that. Exactly. That's called colonization, Watcher. That's exactly what colonization is. Colonization is not necessarily through force. It's just assimilating and amalgamating. They marry the important factors and they start copying and rewriting your history. Is that why you don't want to be African? No, well, you don't even know what the word African means. Why don't you want to be Siberian? Why don't you want to be Sami and Russian? Taylor, you don't even know what African means. Why do I want to be African? You don't even have a definition for it. Latin half ancestors far north is Turkmenistan. My grandkids are Apache, African, and Mexican. What do African even mean? That's not even a tribe. You are those. You look pale, Taylor. What are you? I don't even know what your nationality is, Taylor. Hit the panel. Talk to me. Talk to me. Come talk to me. Don't just type. What are you afraid of? What is DNA going to prove, Maria, since you're so smart? Let's break it down. What does that prove? Let's go. Yeah, because you're telling me an African. You don't know who I am. You want to see me? You want to see this golden brown man? Let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, I'm the real deal, baby. Yeah, look at that golden brown hero. Look at that golden brown hero. So blacks were here already. I don't know what a blacks is, Dree Legend. What is a blacks? What is that? That English? What's that? That English Slavic language, Dree Legend? Look at his name is Dree Legend. They even take our euphemisms. They take our euphemisms, y'all. He's the Dree Legend. African American. I don't know what an African American is. I'm not certain what that is. That's not a nationality. I don't go off y'all terms, Dree Legend. Sorry, man. How could you be African American, black, and Aboriginal to America? That don't even make sense. You're light skinned. What is light skinned? You're lighter than me. You're light skinned. Yeah, I'm a golden brown man. I'm Mr. Golden. But I'm not black, though. I'm not black, but I do know dark brown skinned people are from America, though. What does biracial even mean? What does that even mean? Do you know who won the Civil War? That's not light skinned. Yeah, I understand. I don't think I am light skinned to me, but I'm definitely a coppery brown person. That's just the light flashing in my face. I got the Olmec nose, though. I got the Egyptian eyes. Bri Rachel, exactly. Bri Rachel. But regardless to what she says, I have the Aboriginal features. They don't. They don't have. That's right. African American became popular in the 70s. It's not a nationality. They just come up here calling people names, thinking we're going to accept them. You know, people fell for that in the 50s. They fell for that in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, but we don't fall for that in this time and age. We don't let people just call us names and we roll with it. Right. You can't, it ain't even two nations. You can be two nations. You can't be two continents, Compton, Indian. You can't be two continents. America is two continents. Africa is one continent. So that means you're three continents. That don't make sense. You cannot be an African American. How does that make sense? They don't even know what African mean. They just be talking because they heard somebody say it. And this is why we know Taylor doesn't have what it takes. She's just repeating what she were told. She's not going off her research. She's going off what she heard somebody else says. You're an African. What is ignorance? Come on up. I want you to come up. All you got to do is be a guest. Hit the guest thing. You see the pink and the blue. That's right. There's two continents. You can't be two continents. You have to have a nationality. Hit that where it says guest, Taylor. Yeah, she's definitely is Silk. She definitely is Silk. We know it a mile away. One thing about us American people, we have that sensory, that third eye sensory. If you can see in the middle of my forehead, you can see that. Let's go back. It says host and guest at the bottom of the screen. There's a bunch of tabs that you can press that's pink and blue, and it says plus guest. You should be able to type that to come up. Somebody tell her how to come up. If we wasn't the originals, there would have been no reason for reclassification. Exactly. Thank you, GPAC TV. Why go through all of that? Why go through, renaming these people that are not from here? Why not deport them right now? That's the video I really want to do. What am I doing a DNA test for, Maria Marquez? Let's break it down. Let's break it down, Maria Marquez. What am I doing a DNA test for? Since you're so technical. I want to focus on Maria Marquez right quick. Okay, I have you up here, Taylor. I'm going to follow you, and now I'm inviting you. I just sent you an invitation. I want to invite Maria up here, too. Let's get Maria up here. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, come on up here, Maria. So what's going on with you, Taylor? So what's your nationality or your tribe?
Hold on. Sorry, I'm replying to comments. Um, if you click on my profile, you can see I'm Mexican.
Oh, what is that? That's a tribe or what? Is it a race?
I wanted to ask you, where are you from? Where are you from?
I got you. I'm gonna let you ask me some questions, but let me just, find out who I'm talking to first. So, is Mexican a race?
Are you asking me what part of Mexico I'm from?
No, I'm asking you what I'm asking you. Is Mexican a race? Because you told me I'm uneducated. I'm up here just talking. I got
I'm
ADHD.
not gonna answer silly Google questions. What would you want me to answer you? What do you want
Okay,
to know?
man. What is your race then? What race are you?
I say I'm Otomi and Zapotec.
Okay, that sounds like a tribe or a nationality. What are your race? You know what a race is, right?
I don't think you understand. That's not how it works for us.
Oh, it don't work for you. How does it work then? Break it down for me.
It's different. We don't we. That's white people rhetoric.
All right, I got you. So I got
Like
enough.
that's something that white people created.
Great. I'm glad you brought that up. So
Yeah.
white people brought this concept up, but you're telling me I'm an African. Okay, wow, great. I got you. So check this out. Um, you don't adhere to the concept of race. So what am I then? What am I considered? What do you consider me?
I don't know. I'm asking you, where are you from?
I already said it earlier in the video. I'm a Mississippian American. I already said that. You said I was an African. But now you're telling me the white people concepts is irrelevant. I don't understand you.
That's only because it pertaining to them. But when it's pertaining to us, they all try to tell us who we are when we are trying, not trying, when we are standing on business on who we are. Who are y'all to tell us who we are? And we telling y'all who y'all are. We don't tell y'all who y'all are. Y'all
Yes, he did.
always
He
have.
literally just said because I'm off white.
You are off white, sister. What do you not brown? Do you know what the color brown looks like? You could be tan if you want to, but you're not brown. And that's the misconception. Y'all have been told that y'all was brown. Y'all not brown. Do you know what
I
the
am
color brown
brown.
look
I am
like?
older now. I don't go out in the sun and I have an autoimmune disease. But yes, as a
Oh,
child, when I
okay.
was
So
outside,
you're a
I was
hybrid.
brown. No,
Baby,
I'm
you a
not a
hybrid.
hybrid. I have an autoimmune disease.
That okay, that's what hybrids do. Y'all develop diseases because the planet is getting rid of y'all. It's nothing to be mad about. It's just what y'all DNA is doing to y'all. It's not like that we're coming for
Autoimmune
y'all.
disease is not selective to a certain type of people. Everyone has this auto. What are you
No, they
talking
do
about?
not.
Black
I
people
don't
have,
have an auto. I don't have an auto disease problem. What are
but
you
Wait
black
a
talking
people can
about?
minute.
have
Wait a minute.
rheumatoid arthritis.
Wait a minute.
Black
Let me
people
make a
can
correct.
have lupus.
Hold on, ma'am. That's true. But wait a minute. I thought you said you don't adhere to the white tea
Classifications. Why are you calling people black then? I don't get that. You say y'all people don't go off the. See, black is a race in the English curriculum. You said your people don't go for that. Y'all don't teach that. So why are you calling us these names? I don't get you.
Because
How,
it's easy to classify us and call us colors. But then when we try to, like I'm trying to explain to her, you're not brown. You're a shade, but you're not brown. You're not white either.
But
Just
he's
like
using my skin tone to determine if I'm indigenous or not. I'm
you,
oh,
not using my skin tone to determine what you are or not.
I never did that. You can't even quote anything that I said about you
What
personally.
was the previous picture that you had? You had off-white people. And what was that picture that you had before? Can you
Let me
it,
switch it
put it back
back?
up. Let me put it
but
back
they
up.
are. I mean, it is that y'all the $5 Indians or the $5. The basically y'all was inbred with the white tea people. So that's
I don't
what.
know what you're talking about because I have no association with white people. I don't know anything about Spain. I don't know anything about white people. I don't know anything about their food, their music, their culture. I don't know anything about that.
That's because that's what it wasn't taught to you in your heritage. That's why you don't know that. But if you go back,
What
like you
heritage
said,
was I brought into?
whatever you identify as, sweetheart, I don't know. I'm not the one that brought you into this world. I know where I came
She
from. I
says
came.
she's a Mexican, ma'am. Not to cut you off because I don't like cutting off my empresses, but she's a Mexican. But this is what they don't want to tell us is about the Mestizo Revolution, which is a very important part of history. They never go over that, and that's why a lot of these so-called Mexicans have disdain for us because they had a revolution down there, and it wasn't a revolution against white tea people. It was a revolution against dark-skinned people, right? And
Right.
it's called Cantana Roo. It was the Battle of Cantana Roo where they were getting rid of this dude named Zumbi and his people. They were a dark skinned maroon people who Haiti and what is the brother name? Simone Bolivar had to come up there and help our people from getting wiped out of Mexico by these people. This is what the Mexico called mestizos don't want to tell us about. While we're up here talking about black and brown, these people never rode for us, and they actually helped get rid of the Aztecs. Why they claiming the Aztecs? So anyway, y'all can go ahead.
Well, you just gave her a lesson.
Yeah, she
About
knows.
what?
She knows it. She knows
I said
already.
I'm Otomi and Zapotec. I know I am Mayan. I know that I'm Aztec. I know that I'm Olmec. I know that. I know the progression. I'm Otomi. I'm
You
Zapotec.
you
I'm
you
not
also
mestiza. I don't claim mestiza. I've never said that I was mestiza. When I say that I'm Mexican, I don't mean Mexican American. I mean I have Mexican culture. I
Okay.
don't I didn't grow up in a big city in Mexico or was colonized. That's not me.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't want to assume
I grew
anything
up
else.
on the countryside, on the hillside, the
Okay.
desert side.
Okay, I don't want to assume anything else about you anyway anymore. I got family in Belize, we got land in Belize, and from
And
Chicago.
guess what? I'm showing that I'm Taino too. And I can trace some of my family jewelry that looks Taino.
So you didn't
And
come
the
up here to tell
Tainos
us,
mixed with the Aztecs and the Mayans.
but this is the thing. So you're telling me you don't go off color, but you told me I'm from Africa. You remember that comment, right?
You posted your picture. If you're claiming that you look at the top, you have African lineage.
But
No,
you
they
have white lineage.
don't.
You have white lineage.
Excuse me,
Have
how
you
can
done a
you?
DNA test? I don't
Who?
know the OP. What's your name?
Why are we doing DNA tests from the colonizers? They're not gonna tell us the truth. That's what we're trying to explain to people who don't know the history, the actual history of
But
the
your history is
original
from a book
America.
and from Google. If your history is not from family, if your history is not
Baby girl,
from
mine's
being
is from
passed on,
family. Slow it down, sis. Mine's is from family. I talk to my mama. I grew up around my
you've
granddaddy.
never said
Yes.
what you were, where
No.
you're from, so I don't know
I'm
who you
I'm
are.
I'm
You
from
could be a wobble for
America.
all I know. You haven't said
What is
anything.
a
I'm from oh
wobble? All right,
I was
pause.
created in Ohio. My mother was Gullah Geechee. They was off the coast of America. They was one of the few first tribes that was in America. Baby, I know where my blood come from. The reason why I'm lighter is because my daddy's lighter, but my mama is chocolate, baby girl. I know where I come from. I know my blood. My blood run deep on this continent. It don't run no deep in no Africa. We wasn't brung over here on no slave ships. My mama, I tell me the stories. I talked to my granddaddy before he passed, which is 20 years ago. He was 80. They never classified themselves or called themselves no African nothing. They always said that they was the original Indians here, and all of them were dark, baby girl. So when y'all other races come and try to tell us that we African, I ain't African nothing. I don't identify with Africa. Or those are brothers and sisters? I don't know. I
I
don't
got
go
her.
back
Watch
that
this. Watch
far.
how I expose her. I don't want to cut you off, Empress. I got
Go
Sir
ahead.
Dara up here. Let Sir Dara introduce himself or herself and give us their insight. But watch how I'm finna expose this female right quick. This Mexican. Y'all go ahead and tap it up right quick. Watch this.
I'm gonna say I accidentally requested, but hey, we talking about the whole Indian thing. I just wanted to say that I know what I am. I am West Indian. I am not African American. I am black. I am West Indian from the Caribbean. So that's about it.
Ooh, what part
That's
of
all I
the
gotta say.
Caribbean are you from?
Oh, Dominica.
Oh, okay.
Or the original
My
name
husband is
Waitutubuli.
Guyanese.
Ooh, Guyana. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
he Indo-Caribbean and yeah, you know,
But hey, that shit's better than here. Better than
is
America.
lit.
That's all I gotta say.
Is lit.
We ain't gonna do no American slander here. We
Hey, hey,
eh,
from a 50-50, like I live 50-50 from the Caribbean and here, I can say some I could live I live half my life here. So I mean,
Look, I can't wait to go to Guyana. All right.
so
Whatever
I
people
can't
be
wait to go
saying,
over
I can't
fuck
wait to
that.
go.
Easy. I can't wait
like
to go there.
yeah, and I've traveled. I've been to a couple of places, and yes, our country ain't the best, but at the same time, I'm not gonna allow nobody to slander us because as much as everybody talks stuff about America, they be the first ones to break their neck to come here. If it's so bad, why do y'all come here? Because it's easy to make money and it's easy for our money to go wherever y'all decide to go. That's why I said, like, it ain't no disrespect. It's just, I love my country. I love my country from the aspect of what my ancestors did or what they contribute here, not what the pilgrims and the colonizers came and turned it into. But that power has been turned back over. So, with that being said, we're gonna see how many people who have something to say once the energy has been transferred back to the matriarch. Baby, listen, the man of the milk and honey, they know it. They can't get nothing else from nowhere else that they can get from here, regardless of what it is. Everybody across the planet copy us.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I was just talking to a homeboy about everything, every piece of fucking media, culture, dance, slang that comes out of us, they instantly cop it and make it lame as fuck.
It ain't the power is on his way. The power is her. The Messiah is not gonna be a man. It's gonna be a woman. Hey, baby, listen, the truth is out there. Like, and I hate the fact that we use these platforms to like try to tear each other down. I'm all for unity, but respect the original people who were here. Or not some, yeah, respect it and acknowledge it. Stop trying to tell us, like, the thing that I get upset is when I get on here and I hear other cultures try to tell us our history. Y'all don't even know y'all history for y'all to try to tell us who we are. And I had ties with my ancestors. I grew up with my grandfather. My grandfather been gone for 20 years. He was 80 years old. And the stories that I had heard as a child, the pictures that I have a cousin who does all our genealogy, and I don't like it because it's still tied in with the system that basically told us that they put us on ships and stuff, but they still can't prove that they put almost 250,000 people on the ship and shipped them here. That also was a lie. So for you, I don't know, your name is Taylor or Tyler. For you, you need to start doing a little bit more research on the original Americans and not just go by what you hear that's being spoken on these apps. I don't use Google. I got information straight from the source. I even talked to my mom. My mom is like 65 and she can remember the stories of her mother and her mother's sisters and them. And all of them were that I had to explain to my mama, like, Gullah Geechee was like the original Indians. They reclassified them because they had to reclassify a lot of us to take the land. It wasn't no other way to do it but to get them to forget who they are so they can take the land. And if you at generation after generation tell people that they identify as something else, you're able to steal a land where they can't steal a land no more. They're gonna have to give it back.
Well, first of all, this woman, Taylor, she's from Mexico. She's not from Illinois and Mississippi like we are. And this is a teaching moment right quick. I want to focus solely on Taylor right quick. So you mentioned African features. What features does this statuette have right here?
I did not mention African features.
You just
Yes,
said I
you
have African
did.
features, man.
You said he did.
This is a teaching moment. I'm finna go through a list of artifacts that's in Mesoamerica, Mexico. What are those features right there, Taylor? What do you consider those features? Since I got African features, what are those features?
I can't see what that is.
Oh, you can't see it. Let me get you a clearer picture then. I got you. I'll get you a better picture. Okay, here's a way better pick right here. If you can see that statue down beside that guy that's getting subdued, that statue right there is classified as El Negro, and it's a statue of the Olmec. So, what features are those? What do you consider those features to be?
I don't understand what you're asking me.
Okay, you said I look like an African. What does this statue look like, man? What type of person would it look like to you? I'm saying it's easy. You was able to look at me within 1 second and call me an African. You can't give me a determination on the similarities of this statue? You are very smart, right? You should be able to tell me what that statue looked like now. Easily. You can't tell me? Come on, you can do it. I look like an African, but that statue don't look like an African. That's what I'm asking you. It's easy. So you don't want to ask it. That means you're disingenuous. And that's called being biased and prejudice as well. That's not good. Even the people in the audience are saying they look like an African. But I'm not saying it's an African. And she's not answering because it's going to expose her bias and their agenda. And it's embedded in them genetically. It's something that they inherit from the people that they come from. Because I can't say the word that I really want to say. Mestizo is actually being nice. It's another word that y'all can look up. I'll type it in the chat. What they really are. And they don't want to deal with this information because it goes back to the history of what they really did during the Mestizo Revolution and Jim Crow. So it's a very dark past which y'all people had to endure in America, you dark skinned people. And I want to tell y'all story because they want to sweep it under the rug. And thank goodness for some great Mexican archaeologists and South American archaeologists who refuse to sweep this information under the rug. And that's why we hold near and dear some Mexicans who have stood with us and allowed our people to live there and in Brazil to, to be safe. So, we have to really understand what we are up against. It is sinister. And now that I made this point from this woman who said, I look African, once again, let me show my picture before I go on, because we're going to go to DNA next. Because I'm giving y'all the tools. I'm giving y'all the tools to stand up and fight. So this woman said, I look African, although I'm a coppery brown person with a round nose, just like the Olmecs. I'm an African, but the Olmec isn't. And that's when we know they're not making any sense. At that point, we got to look at them with a side eye. So now we're going to go in to the DNA, and I'm going to let y'all talk. Let's go into the DNA argument. So check this out, y'all. Whenever they say, go take a DNA test, we know they don't know what they're talking about. They're just repeating what they heard some WST say. And y'all know what a WST is. I already told y'all. They're just repeating the same rhetoric. Now, go take a DNA test. You look like an African. You look like an African. Guess what? DNA is much more complicated than you think. It consists of something called forensic DNA, parental DNA, and there's another one. It's called ancestral DNA. It's 3 types of DNA, right? And the ancestry is very complicated because your mother cannot have multiple sources. If your maternal have multiple sources, that means you are a mixed person. So you cannot be considered to that origin. Also, DNA does not determine your ancestral origin or your ethnicity. That means I can share DNA with an Asian person, even though I've never been an Asian. I can share DNA with a European person, even though my bloodline never been to Europe. So it does not determine your ethnicity. I can be light-skinned and have dark-skinned people in my nation. That's how it works. They can't tell you where you're from based off your looks. So last but not least, Y chromosomes mutate every so generations, every 5 to 4 generations. So they can't trace your Y chromosome like that. They can't use mtDNA if you don't have a sure source, right, for your ancestral DNA. Now, this is the game changer right here for you people who don't know about DNA. DNA consists of 23 chromosomes from your mother and your father with a total of 46 chromosomes. And you have 2 chromosomes which are sexless. They don't have a sex, right? So they don't have a sex. They are sexless chromosomes. So it will deal mainly with your ancestry. It will deal with your ancestors, your old ancestors. And guess what? They never tell you what those chromosomes are. All they do is tell you to take a DNA test. They never tell you what chromosomes they are matching. Guess what they are matching, my people, to determine that you are African? They are testing the chromosomes that deal with skin color and hair. That's it. So
But
these,
even that's a lie because it's two different. Like it's two different. What I want to call it, like the atmosphere is different, so the hair and the skin is going to be different because of the climate. There it is.
yeah,
Like,
that's why they always say 99.9%. They never say 100% or
and I
99.
actually got the ancestry done. My son got it. We had got it free when my son was in high school, and when it came back, it's like, okay, it was cool, but it just did not resonate with me like on a spiritual level. Like I'm very spiritual. I'm tied to my original roots, which we were shamans, we were healers, we were like, I know what's in my blood. And it was like they kept trying to say that I was 20% this and 20% that, and I was but it never mentioned the American part.
Right, and that's
it
intentional
it,
because
it relocated me in my blood everywhere else but here. And we got actual records that they are starting to find. We like, for me, I have to go from Richmond to Mississippi to Tennessee because my grandfather's father was in a chain gang. He would run away. So for him to like really have like a steady, like consistent, like where he stayed, he even changed his whole last name because he was running from the law. So for us, it's like on my mom's side, her dad, it's hard to like trace them back. But we was able to trace it back through my big mama. And the pictures that I see, they don't look like slaves. The people in my family own they houses, they own their land. They actually was business people. So when I get to asking my mama, like, well, why did y'all accept the story that y'all was slaves when Big Mama and and Papa, like, not my granddad's dad, he had on a three-piece suit. The way they make it seem like we was in ratted tatted clothes and we was ignorant. And then when I see pictures of my family, they all distinguished. They all like dress real nice clothes. And then on my mama's side, all the women are seamstress. I'm a seamstress. So can't nobody like, when y'all be trying to ask for proof and receipts, it's passed down in the blood. I've activated that. I don't need to show you proof to make you feel comfortable about where I come from. It's already told, is activated, it's coming out in my blood. It's coming out how I act. It comes out in my gifts. Like I'm very creative. I draw, I dance, I sew. Like I could look at something and create it from out of nothing. So that was already in me. I don't need to show proof because I think that one of the guys was like, I need to show them proof. I don't need to show you proof of nothing of who I am or who my people were. Y'all go look up proof of who you were and where you come from and what's y'all backstory. Half of y'all ain't even been here over 6,000 years. When y'all trace y'all actual history back, my blood goes back to like the beginning of time. And this was told through me through my DNA.
right. Before I go in on DNA, I got Zaytoven over here. Let me get a few words out of you, what you agree with or disagree with.
She laughing, but you can't even trace your history back 6,000 years.
But wait a minute though, Sunflower. When we gave her the option to comment on the Olmec, she had nothing to say. So it's no need.
Right. Oh, okay.
It's like, I mean, you can do what you want, but I'm saying it's obvious where her mind is. It's like, lady, you said I look like an African. What do these Olmec statues look like? Nothing but crickets. So it's like, please. But yeah, Zaytoven, while you there, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. What do you disagree with or agree with, man?
I'm Cherokee Indian.
Okay.
I'm originally from the South, but I live in California right now. And the one thing I've noticed is that the way this American culture has always worked is that it'll recognize certain things, but it will deliberately omit others, especially
Exactly.
when it comes to indigenous folk.
Right.
Now, when they explain the story to us about, how the government came to be and whatnot, there's a lot that they miss out on. Now, what I mean by that is, I'm a firm believer. I can't prove this point, but I'm a firm believer that 90% of the people that call themselves African American are really indigenous folk
Right.
that were already here. They come from as light as my complexion is, all the way to as dark as Samuel Jackson or Seal, or however you want to look at it from a complexion standpoint.
Michael Jordan, I feel you.
Right. But what this government systematically did was, and you can look it up, they don't recognize indigenous peoples and how they identify themselves and what they call themselves as. It's not there. There's no recognition for it. These casinos that are owned by certain, what you would want to call Indian tribes or whatever, those are white boys.
Those are the $5 Indians.
Those are the white
Yeah.
boys who wanted to say that we did something, and the natives, the indigenous folks, are not reaping the benefits from it. I went. I had an opportunity to go to Yellowstone National Park, and on my way there, traveling from California going to Wisconsin to visit someone, I stopped off at a reservation, and I met these five Indian tribes. These five Indian chiefs. They were above 60 and 70 years old. And when I sat down and I asked them, I said, hey, look, I know what I was taught in school, but can you guys tell me? Because I remember what my father told me. I remember what my grandmother told me. And I also remember what my great grandfather and great grandmother told me. When they sat me down and they explained to me that before these folks came across the ocean and before they even got a chance to get off the ships, they were unaliving folks with their weaponry. They didn't come over here and say, hey, let's sit down. We're from across the way. Can we build something? It was nothing like that. They was blasting as soon as they got off. There was no dialogue, none. And we seem to tend to forget how this thing called America came to be. And we seem to think that based upon our education, that this is always is what's going to be. But these chiefs, when they sat me down, they said to me, I asked them, I said, well, now that we know that we've gotten to this point, what can the response be? What can native and indigenous folk do? He said, look, there were ancient civilizations that were here long before they brought their happy butts across the ocean. And they lived in a type of atmosphere by which they both recognized that there was positive and negative. And they lived on this land in a certain amount of peace. And they don't, the government does not feel that there is no consequence nor repercussion for how they built this, for how they started this, when there is a consequence for it. Because the people that are here, the indigenous folk that are here, that remember the stories, that pass down the traditions, do you not think that in their own way, they are praying to who to who and what they call God, that they pray to ask for the relief. And the relief is coming because our counterparts have never been able to build anything with any type of sustainability. If we look at how Rome was, what happened to Rome? They failed. When it was when the British imploded on their own, when there was no other ethnic group, if you look at how they treat each other with no other ethnic group but them, you're going to get the idea of what's going to happen here. And we're seeing it with this idiot that's in office. I'm glad he's there because this is going to make our counterparts understand that you cannot take the way you have taken and think you're going to keep it because it's not going to happen. You're, they're not going to give it back to us. It's going to be given back to us by that which created all of whatever you want to call that name. It's coming. We see it every day.
I got a
You
quick
have,
question for you. Why
yes.
why do y'all why do y'all not y'all. Why do you feel that Uncle Cheeto, that's what I call him, is the problem? Like I just want a genuine like answer from I've been asking people like why do y'all blame him for what America is? He's what, 50, 60 years old? So he has nothing to do with what America is. And another thing I want my people to do, go look up all the stuff on the government website that he passed. No one is talking about the fact that he gave the people back their rights. And they all on here arguing about he taking rights from us. No, he gave the original people their rights back. You just need to know how to talk the language and the codes for you to decipher actually what he's doing. Yes, he's then said some uncomfortable stuff. Um, and it's like everybody wants to make him out to be the villain. He's not the villain. He's actually cleaning up the corrupt government. And if y'all can't see past the fact that the government is the ones that's fighting back, and then it's a lot of people that's fighting back the fact that you're getting your freedoms. And people are like, no, he's trying to take them from us. No, guess what I did the other day? Because I got tired of listening to people on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. I took the whole day the other day and sat down and read verbatim everything that he passed. And it all was just leading to him taking the power from the corrupt government, giving it back to the people. And it's like, y'all really fighting against that? Like y'all like that y'all had people who were malicious, who were evil, like controlling y'all, and y'all can't see past the fact that this man was sent and put in his position for him to dismantle the government, not him, but the government that has been overthrown. I mean, that's been abusing their power for so long. And it's like, don't nobody see that but me? Like, I'm
May I
like,
say something? May I respond?
go ahead.
Do you think, without any shadow of a doubt, do you think that the person in the seat of president is actually for the mass people? And the reason why I say it like that is because I don't care who you got in that seat. It could be Doritos, it could be Fritos, it could be whatever. Whoever sits in that seat is only beholding to the power that put them in that seat. And every from the first one until this idiot is up here, both
But do
of
you
all of them, they have never cared. The agenda is still the same. Until this thing called America is gone, you're gonna always have this problem. There's a three-headed monster that has to go. America, Great Britain, and the Vatican. They all have the same agenda. Republicans and Democrats are no different. They're the same team with different colors on. Same team.
But do you
Whoever's sitting
see
in
on
that
the
seat of
magnitude?
president is not for freedom. It's not for the. It's not. They have not stood on anything that they said that they were founded upon. They never will. Not with it as it being is
What you
today.
mean founded upon? They was founded upon a lie from the get
Right.
go.
And that
So
lie
now
is still being perpetuated today.
I don't see it as being I don't see it as being perpetuated to the day. I see it as it's being dismantled, and it's people who think how you think that don't see it. Like I see it from
What
a
is
different
MC?
perspective.
Well, listen, here's
Go
what I'm
read.
trying to
Have
get you
you
to
read?
understand.
Excuse
Hold
me.
on.
Have you went on the federal website and see all the things that he had overturned? Like, did you
I
read the
know that on
fine
the
print?
federal, if you go to state.gov, in the upper left hand corner, there's not a flag with 50 stars and stripes. There's a flag up there with 9 stars. They're telling you where they want to go. They're telling you what they want to do. And that's
You
what their
still ain't
agenda
answer
is.
what I you still didn't answer the question that I asked you. You trying to take it about the flag. Like we're not focused on the flag right now. We'll get to that. Have you really read the policies that he overturned? No, you have not. Because if you did and you know how to read the comprehend and study going off of emotion, you going off of emotion about a flag.
No, I
That's the
am not.
original
Go
flag,
ahead.
though. If you do your history, if you know your history, you know the original flag had 9 stars, and I believe it had like 12 stripes. That was the original flag. So
Those
everything is
nine
going back to
stars
it.
represent the 9 states that seceded from the Union prior to the Civil War. Now, again, what I'm trying to get you to understand, you don't have to agree, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is this. I do not care who's sitting in that seat. That when I'm talking that seat, I'm talking about the presidency. Whoever sits in that seat takes orders by the power that put them there to begin with. The power that gave America was Great Britain. And the power behind Great Britain was the Vatican because they financed everything for King James. So look, at the end of the day, what we call America has to go. And we ain't got to lift a finger to do it. They're going to do it by, you know how many of the ethnic group that came across the ocean is arguing and bickering and fighting with each other because Mr. Doritos is in office. I'm loving it because they're getting what they're asking for. They cannot agree on anything. They never have been able to.
Can I say something? Can I say something? I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah,
time of
yeah,
year.
yeah. Goddess was up here first. Let her go in first.
Yes.
My other guest. I'm gonna let y'all
Grand
go after that.
rising, grand rising, everyone.
Grand Rise.
So, um, I agree with Sunflower. Um, it's like you have to like almost read between the line or pull up like all the executive orders. It's like altogether it's going to be 250, but I'm just going to just go back when Trump was like first in office. You know, COVID did hit or whatever, but at that duration in time, it's like he was able to foresee today like what was going on as far as all those immigrants just crossing over into this country. And Biden, let me say this and say this, Biden forewarned us. He said to all you African Americans, the Hispanics is going to outnumber you. You have to learn to get along with them. But backpedaling back from the time when Trump was in there, Trump tried to warn us. At that time, he was really trying to close that border. And then people be like, oh, you know, he talked about closing the border, but he never finished it. How was he able to finish it? And when COVID had came in, well, I won't say the word because I don't have certain words. But anyway, we know what had happened. So moving forward, Trump said out of his own mouth, he he tried to forewarn us. And he said that basically they are coming and they are coming for your jobs. And it's going to be like in large numbers. So what did the media and the people do? Take everything around and twisted it. And like when you really look at it, Trump was like the fall down guy for like a lot of things, a lot of areas. Obama took on records and documents and went to every president or whatever. They like nobody is squeaky clean. I don't care who you are. Nobody is. I mean, like look at Biden's son, and look at Biden himself. They all race don't like us in their own way, but Biden goes a little bit more deeper in depth, in my opinion. And the same way with that Stormy, whatever that lady name is, um, that lawyer is the one that offered her that money. He the one that did that. That's why he was in jail. But moving forward, Trump also said something else that should lighten a lot of people. He said, accept the Indians. Accept the Indians. I'm an Indian. I'm Indian. And then he brought up the fact about the natives and question of their birthrights. And a couple of years ago, like when they was doing the casino, he said, they don't look like Indian to me. Like, people don't like Trump because Trump speak was on his mind. He don't bite his tongue. But that man, in my opinion, he's about business. He's about business. And our time is coming. Our time is coming. I mean, just have to just be patient and just not to trust, but
May
to
I
trust.
respectfully ask you one question?
Sure.
Do you want to save America?
What you mean save America?
Do you want America to be saved?
No, well, this is what I want. I want for us to be able, all those lab patents that we have, I want for us to get what's ours. I want for us to get what's ours.
And do you actually think that a racist like Trump is going to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing?
He's getting close to it.
He
I'm not
already
dependent
did.
on it.
He's
Oh,
doing
y'all
it
are
now. You
He's
losing.
doing
you
it
Okay,
so
now. I'm
man.
stuck
not
on the
dependent,
racist
sir.
part of it that you can't see the fact that even if he is racist, he undoing a lot that a lot of other
Well,
presidents didn't
never
do.
did. He's unraveling a lot of things.
Yeah, he
He's
Okay,
even
well,
making
if
known.
he
you know what? I just want to say this and I'm going to listen. But again, when you look at who sits in, first of all, you got to understand that that seat, we actually, none of us can't prove that votes are actually counted, for one. Number two,
Wait, what did you
whoever
say?
appointed to that seat
Oh,
takes orders. And those orders come from Great Britain. We would like to think America is so called independent from Great Britain, but they're not.
America is a
Understand,
corporation,
this is
sir.
all
Sir,
connected. The Vatican,
America. He just
Great
like
Britain,
NC just to get his opinion out. Okay, you keep repeating yourself. Basically, America is just a corporation. It's a
it
separate. You have
is.
America and you have a corporation.
It is. And I want both of them to go. The corporation and the all of it, because there was nothing beneficial from the creation of this country that they just pulled out of thin air. The way they got it, the way they got it. That's what you have to look at. And then when you look at the history of Trump, go back and look at where Trump is really from, where
he's
his
from
daddy's
he's a
from.
No,
Those
no,
are
foreigner.
immigrants.
Biden.
He's a
Biden. Wait a minute.
foreigner.
Hold up.
He
Hold up.
knows
Hold
he's
up.
a foreigner. He
Hold up.
knows he's a
They all
foreigner.
are foreigners. They all are immigrants. So, wait. Excuse me. Let me just say this. All of them are immigrants, but they've been here so long with us. I mean, they the ones that got off of the ship, sir. They got off of the ship. They the ones that went to Paris Islands or Alice Island. It wasn't no goddamn slaves. It was them.
Let me say this right
Okay?
quick. let me say this. I got another guest up here, but let me say this. Zaytoven. I get what you saying with the Vatican and Great Britain, being the offshore power, over the political entities. You gotta understand. I knew they was gonna flag my video. Somebody just flagged me, so y'all gotta really be careful what y'all say, cause I'm gonna have to end the live, because they get real sensitive. They'll just flag your channel. But yeah, Zaytoven, certain conversations you gotta understand the demographic who you talking to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to prove something at a time, whereas that's not even necessary. But I know what you're saying. Mad facts. What's going on? What do you agree with or disagree with, man? Sorry to have you waiting.
No worries. And good evening, afternoon, good night to those in different time zones. And it's good to be up on the panel. One thing is that you have to understand the history of this land. And you guys were talking about the British, but then you have to think about the Indian French wars before that.
Exactly.
And then you also got to know about the three colonizers that plagued this land, which was Spain, France, and England. Then, when you know that, you got to go back into Europe and understand what was going on over there and the politics and the wars that was going over there too.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't. And then we cannot rule out the powerful African nations and the Moors. We cannot even rule out, China and Japan, and even other Native American nations that was very powerful. So people are not privy to this information, and they all have an opinion, and that's our problem, because everybody got their own measure, their own tidbit measure, but we're not understanding the whole picture that you just painted. So I appreciate that.
Right. You got to reverse engineer this whole thing, including yourselves. Reverse engineer it all, and then you can see it more clearly.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I wish we had that patience. If we did, and as a collective, we have to teach. The best of the best got to teach it from these perspectives of experience, so everybody can get it. And one thing about our great nation of so-called black people, we got too many chiefs and no Indians. Or not, people are trying to be Indians now, if y'all understand that metaphor. But we don't have enough students in the game. Everybody want to be the master teacher and want to be correct all the time, when we all got the same dilemma of being replaced, like the young ladies talked about, our jobs, being under duress, and Trump said something about this. He said, they're coming for your towns. They're coming for your cities. And that was pivotal for me, because he was one of the first presidents and politicians ever to recognize we actually have towns in America. They're coming for your jobs. They're coming for your towns. So he's genuinely concerned, but he's not genuinely concerned. He understands what's under, what the matter is, if we are to be removed and harmed, right? So if they wake us up, if they put enough pressure on us, it could backfire. And if they put our backs to the wall, it can actually make us come together. And that's what I think he's trying to prevent, because in all actuality, they need y'all. They need y'all physically, biologically. They need your red blood. They need your economics, because they are colonists. They are like a leech-like civilization that siphons from y'all. So if y'all are not successful, they are not successful. Just like they practice, they copy everything you do. They do this literally and figuratively, right? So they actually need you. So without y'all, somebody figured it out. What if y'all don't exist, they don't exist. That's why they started attacking y'all. And Trump is not saving y'all because he's genuine and he love you. He understand without y'all, they won't have nowhere here. And China and Russia will have a free reign over this place. That's my that's my vision of what I see. They understand the catalyst that keeps white tea alive and popping, and that's y'all. Y'all know y'all are the people that blame 98% of y'all problems on them, but spend 99% of your money with them. And that's powerful, because y'all not gonna admit it. You spend all your money with them, you blame them for everything, and they put two and two together. Y'all are keeping them alive and afloat, literally. with your blood, with your culture, and with your money. Now prove me I'm wrong.
And on top of that, these this disputes, these WARSs have never been over. They're still fighting for the rights of this land, our land. They're still fighting over our land. Just because Britain won the last battle, don't mean that the whole thing is over with. It isn't,
Nah,
and
nah.
they're invading. They're still invading right now.
Yeah, facts,
But
bro.
you
Like,
guys don't realize that.
Exactly. I agree with that.
yeah, yeah,
But
they,
didn't they lose their power once the Queen of
Nope.
England
Nope.
died?
yeah,
Nope.
something like that. That's
Yeah,
part
like
of the demise.
the power structure is no longer like it's a false sense of they still in power and they lost it once she died. Once
Yeah.
she died, that stopped that bloodline. I'm thinking when I talk from a spiritual and a cosmic
Hmm.
level. I don't talk from a surface level. I'm talking like cosmos, like
Nah,
I
we hear you.
see.
You ain't gotta explain that. We know that you
Okay.
connected, sister. Just give us the message. We got you.
the Britain doesn't run anything anymore. That's part of the illusion. The battle that's being fought now is us recognizing that
Hmm.
all along we had the power. We just was in a sleep spell.
Right.
We was under the spell. No one controls us right now. That's why I was like earlier I was frustrated with the people not seeing that Uncle Cheeto is giving us our power back, regardless of how you feel about him.
Hmm.
Majority all white American men that are 50 and up are racist in America. That's just the history.
And can
I
I?
like a upfront racist. I don't like the
Hmm.
sneaky ones. I don't like what just took place in my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio, where the KKK thought that they was gonna come in one of our neighborhoods, and I seen my not black, I seen my melanin men for the first time, and I'm in my 40s. Like, stand on business. I am so proud of my city right now. It's like it's a sense of joy that we're starting to get it. We're starting to
Exactly.
put aside our differences. We no longer allow them to rally us up to go protest for nobody else but us.
Right.
Like it's deeper than the skin shit and whether or not you don't like him, that's cool if you don't like him. Yes, is he racist? Yeah, I like an upfront racist. I've been dealing with sneaky racists all of the years that I've been on this planet, and racist is it just don't stop with our palm color people. Do you know that as long as I've been on this planet, the people who did me the dirtiest is the ones that look like me?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, can I just add to say this? The host, like what you was talking about, you spoke with so much truth. See, the thing is, we are slowly gaining back our power, and what Sunflower just spoke on, that's just a beginning. Another beginning is where was that at when those white team men tried to attack that one uh guy. Uh
Alabama.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
here. I just
yeah,
relocated from Ohio to Alabama. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, it's like it's slowly happening. But getting back to the host, what he was talking about as far as they need us. Like if we just all segregated and just came together collectively. Like I'm from the village. Let me just say this and say this. It was a village when I was coming up in Philadelphia. It was Chocolate City. And I can remember as a child how we stuck together. I can remember when we was able to go to sleep on the porch. All the windows was open. All the doors was open. Everything looked just like us. Everything. If somebody went fishing, the crabs and the fish they share. You was never broke. The the jayish. they owned the corner stores. And my mom used to send us to the store like 4 or 5 years old, the villager watch over. Oh, that's such and such child. With the note to which we had no money. And they gave credit. And all the parents paid back. Then I remember when us bought them, they sold the corner stores to us. And I can remember how we was. We got up in the morning, we rode our big wheels, we had fun. It was beautiful. That was the most beautiful timing. Like I can remember everything. And then when they passed, like they sat back and they figure out what can they do to break up that village. They slowly, slowly starting to do it. But this is what they did. They said, okay, what we're going to do is hire a percentage of them. The first thing that they did was went and got those government jobs. And as they left that village, they was making that money. Their nose got swollen, their chest stood out, their heads got higher. They like left us kind of behind
Right.
because they started to feel themselves. And they was the ones that was, when you say all kin folks say skin folks, they began to be that. So then, like, they'll sit and they watch. Oh, okay. And like back then, we was not spending our money into them communities like that. We was not going to the. We had uh, we had melanated doctors that looked like us,
That's true.
melanated dentists that looked like us. We had a person that fixed your shoes. We had a person that sold for everything that we needed was in that village.
Same in Chicago. I remember in the
But
80s and the
how
90s.
they broke us up is when they did that percentage of us that they had to hire. And then, like when I was going to school, we was able to take up trades. Then they figured that out. They took that out because they knew that those trades, you didn't have to, you was able to drop out of high school. Let me tell you something about me. My dad was a lot older than my mom. And my dad went into the Navy, only had a third grade education, self-taught himself how to read, how to write. And my daddy family had land, and we still got land down south. Not some, we got roads with my maiden name on it. Roads. And my daddy told us who he was from the time I was little. And when I went to them powwows, and he told us, he said, they paid $5 to get that land. Okay? So, like, I've been knew who I was. But, like, you kind of forget about it. But thanks to TikTok, when I joined TikTok, um, like, the different lives that come on, and I would get more and more educated, more and more educated. Like, I don't have to do none of my lineage and stuff because I already knew who I was as a child. Already knew. And like my mom is like West Indies, and West Indies is from Florida. You got all these different states that was the West Indies, you know. But I can see that things is slowly, slowly. The more that we put it out there, the more education that we can spread. But it ain't for everybody. Everybody can't come with us. Everybody not gonna come with us.
Hmm.
Everybody is not willing to learn, to listen, and wake up. You know what I'm saying? So they just gotta just be left behind. And I
Facts.
know I'm long winded, so I'm gonna let the next person come in and speak.
Yeah, appreciate you. This still made a lot of sense.
I try to. I'm just learning because like I used to be always afraid to like come on a panel because I
That,
didn't have the confidence for some reason, and like I would get like really really nervous.
right.
So I'm
It's
getting
levels to
better.
it. It's levels to listening and learning, and then having a voice. And everybody got to go through it because I noticed that about our people. We all got the ability and potential to be the greatest of the great, but it's levels to comprehension. Everybody don't know what everybody know, so that's why I don't, you know what I'm saying, disrespect people, talk down on people. We all learn at a different pace, but we all got to know this information in order to be effective as a community. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I've
I
been
get
I've been
it.
doing this for 20 years, and
Yeah. We've
like
been
the
in the
knowledge is what's
trenches.
gonna empower y'all and us together, like, from what they're doing. And remember, I brought up the economy part of spending money, which is important because remember, we didn't get food stamps. Remember, we didn't get social security. So how were we surviving? Y'all got to really think about that.
It was the
We didn't-
village. I grew when I
And
say that when you unlocked the memory for me, but I've been
Mhm.
unlocking memories. We where I grew up at, it was we had white, not I don't well, Caucasian, melanin. We actually the corner store that we had that when you said that you used to get sent to the store, my granddaddy used to send me to the store with a note. The lady was from Vietnam. I remember Miss Sunny. That was like my grandmother. When I say that lady was part of our village, Miss Sunny, if she knew that you and your kids was hungry, she
Mm-hmm.
will have the kids come into the store, go get a bag, and get whatever they needed. Because even her being from Vietnam, when she first came to our neighborhood, she didn't speak not nan lick of English, but she understood what community was. I actually got to witness that in the 80s. So when I see it now that they purposely flooded America with a lot of immigrants. That was to like basically that was like a slap in our face to
Mm-hmm.
actually make them feel like that they was better than the ones that was
Mm-hmm.
already here. We had already established relationships with certain people who were coming into the country, and they
Mm-hmm.
was coming in respectful. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the immigrants that's coming in now is the sense of an entitlement, and how you gonna come in our stuff feeling like you can tell us that we lazy. You don't know what we've been through before y'all got here. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be here if we wasn't so laid back. And I just feel like that certain people that come into our country need to learn, they should have to learn the history before they come in with
Mm-hmm.
that privilege and that entitlement sense to our land. Like it's but I still grew up around like a Vietnamese lady. Like they like we had just got out of war. My granddaddy and my daddy, well, my daddy was in the Vietnam War, and to see that a refugee from Vietnam War in a melanin community, because that's what our community was, and she was like, oh my God, when that lady passed, the whole neighborhood was tore up because it was like we was losing a pillar of our community.
Mm-hmm.
Even her store is still open. I believe one of my childhood pictures is still up there. Like her children allow her legacy to still be there, and everybody that goes in that store, they still have respect. Even the little YNs have respect because they knew that they mother and they fathers and they grandparents had their relationship with that lady. So I feel like it's just when you brought that up, that just it was like we had each other. We allowed corporate to
Mm-hmm.
come in and divide us.
Yeah.
Can I say something on kind of like to what you was just saying? Okay, so what I'm finding is like as far as like the immigrants, the Africans, and this is only my opinion, and everything is based on your self opinion. They tend to be the most hateful against us. Okay, so I listened to them, and like the first thing that they wanted, okay, like Jesse Jackson, in my opinion, made the biggest mistake by putting us as African American. Okay, that name needs to be taken off. It needs to be taken off because they take advantage of that African American. And it's like they act privileged, and the things that they be saying out of their mouths is just and it's like to me it's just like no excuse because no matter what you was told when you come over here you should see us as being differently, but they just too jealous. It's
And,
like
and then
they
on
want to
top of
be
that,
us.
everything we do right, y'all, we got the most famous culture on earth. We all agree.
Mm-hmm.
They automatically attribute it to them, by saying we're African
Mm-hmm.
American. Now they feel entitled to get in our business
They want the
because of that term.
reparations and everything. And it's like
Exactly.
one of the Africans says collard greens come from there. First of all, y'all come from a dirt land of
Well, we
really
can't talk
nothing.
bad about people though, so let's hold on. Like we got to be careful with that. I
Oh
already
yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Well,
But anyway,
okay.
now
Well,
you own this something,
I'm gonna
but you just got to
soften it
watch how
just
you
a
say
little
it.
bit. But let me just say this: I'm gonna end my plane. But getting to the woman that was from Vietnamese, don't you know? A lot of us is going to those countries is so well built up. They are so welcoming. I'll be watching the lives, and none of the way how a lot of the immigrants come over here now and be acting the way how they do when they go over there, they live like kings and queens, like they treat it so great over there in them countries.
Oh yeah, them folks love us.
They
Shout
love
out to
us
the
over there.
brother. Shout out to the brother Jay Deuce. I don't want to keep you waiting, man. What you agree with or disagree with, and you all over 18. Hopefully you are. But what's going
Nah,
on?
you good, bro. I ain't tripping.
All right.
Um, yeah, nah, I agree. I don't even think, for me, I'm not speaking from, because I'm not African American or black,
Okay.
but I definitely do like,
Excuse me. I just jumped into the gent. What's the motion over here? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
you just gotta wait your turn, and I'll address you in a little while. I got somebody else
yeah,
talking right now. BRB Mickey, just give me a few seconds, man. So keep going, Jay
uh,
Deuce.
yeah, I was gonna ask that, but you asked, what do I agree with? I definitely do agree that like they that America as a whole should not be categorizing y'all as African American. You know what I mean? I don't even think, you know what I mean? Like a lot of melanated people came from Africa originally, like, their ancestors. Like I feel like a majority was already here,
Right.
me
Okay.
personally. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know what the topic is though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this video is 2 hours. We 2 hours in, and we had a lot of discussions with the so-called natives and the Mexican people. They were up here telling us we're African, and we're showing them who we are, and other topics. But yeah, yeah, that's true, man. There's a lot of evidence that people with dark brown skin and wide noses been here. They got their own story, and we want to hear their stories. We don't want the government and the corporations telling
Okay.
us nothing. You know
Okay.
what I
Right.
Can I
mean?
say something?
Yeah,
Can I?
yeah, I got you. Yeah, just be patient, man. I'm 30 seconds, man. I got you. I promise you. You're gonna say something. I'm gonna introduce you like how I do everybody else. I'm closing out. But like I said, man, as you can see, the picture right here says natural brown, off white, original versus native. And we want people with a darker hue to understand, and I'm almost done. Just really open your mind up how big America is and how the planet is. They want to program you to think dark skinned people are
Exactly.
not supposed to be in America. You should already know that that's not true. You should
Exactly.
already put two and two together. Like this planet is billions of years old, even older. How the heck does how could the oldest people on Earth only be from one place? That makes no sense. Anyway,
Especially
yeah,
when the whole shit was connected at one point.
exactly. And they tell you that. But yeah, BRB Mickey, what's going on, man? What you agree with or disagree with?
Okay. This is what I was finna say. Do you know why black people are afraid of the dark? Do you know why black people have to sleep with like the TV on, or sleep with the light on, or any kind of illumination?
All right,
Do you know why?
what's the superstition behind that? Because I know about that for real.
Okay, well, at one point in time, we were people with light. We was the illumination in the darkness. We were the people who walked in the light and everything was brightness to us. So once we supposedly took a bite of that apple, we hid to the dark and put the supposedly clothes on. We had to shield ourselves. And once we came to the shielding of ourselves, what we became to is I can't even say it. I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful with what you say, man. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You know If you know, you know. Listen to me. Um, you know, snakes, when they see you, they look at you and uh a radiant, vibrant color. You
Right.
feel me? They can look at you through these radiant, vibrant colors. You know what I mean? So when you lose that, you are blind to the other species. That's why, you know, you have cats. That's why you have cats that can see you, but dogs, they can't understand what's going on, so they become your best friend.
You got a lot of metaphors. You got a lot of metaphors,
Listen,
man. You dropping
I'm
the
not saying no
metaphors.
more.
All right,
No,
man. I appreciate you,
there
man.
is no metaphor. This is facts. This
Nah,
is
nah, nah,
facts,
nah, nah. It's
bro. Look,
facts, but the
this
way you saying it, it's like it pertains to science. So it's a metaphor when you compare the true science of what our vision is like when we use our third eye. That's all you saying, and it's called the pineal gland. When you shift your focus, you can see things other people that's right in your face that other people can't see. So I
and
know
then
what you're saying.
you know what? I'm sorry, my brother, and I don't mean to interrupt you. Excuse me on your stuff. I'm not trying to be rude, but God brought me here. You don't
Okay,
need to
okay.
use your pyro gland. You don't need to use none of that. It's already in you. It's in you significantly. It's
Got you.
there. It's
It
there.
ain't it
And then
ain't
you
in
know why?
everybody though.
Listen,
It
listen,
ain't in
listen.
everybody.
It's there so strong to where that you are afraid to understand how much that is there. So what you do is you go against your brother and you try to demolish them, and you try to be like, oh, this, that, and the third, brrr, blah, blah, squaze, this, that, and the third, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then people be like, oh, go back to Africa, do this and do that. Then guess what? If we tell white people to go back to Europe, they can't go back to Europe.
We
Right,
can't
Why
go
because
they
they
back
can't
to
go
was
back?
kicked
Africa.
out. They was
We
they the
can't go back to
leftovers.
Africa because we never came from Africa.
No,
Right.
What's about?
fact. No, listen, facts, facts. Listen to the facts. These people tell us to go back to Africa, and then mother lovers be like, okay, well, take your butt back to Europe. They can't go back to Europe because guess who ruled Europe?
Yo,
Right.
facts,
We
bro.
did the Moors.
Guess who was in Europe ruling it? The
Moors.
richest man in the world. Like mother lovers, listen, listen, listen. The only reason why these other civilizations come to this country and make they stand firm here is because of us. We give these people their benefit of a doubt, and we are so strong to disbelieve each other. But if you believe in that light within yourself, this shit will glow. Like, look, have you ever heard a mother lover saying old Negro spiritual music that was a real Negro, and it gave you the electrifying feeling to where you like, damn, I got chills
Better
in
not
my.
use profanity because he'll get flagged.
He
You know what
did.
I'm
He
talking
said
You
about?
mother
said you
loving.
didn't potty mouth
I'm,
twice.
I'm not cursing. I'm not
You
cursing.
said SHNDA blank blank. You did.
Okay, well, excuse me for my
No, I'm just
profanity.
saying that you have to kind of like just be mindful and watch
Okay,
words.
yeah.
That's
But
all.
look, and then the crazy thing about it is this is what gets me the most. This is what gets me. All right. Us Negroes, right? Cause I know if you like 36, 37, 40, you got a great grandmama that was born a slave. And she told you or he told you everything that happened
Some of
with
us wasn't slaves either. Some of our ancestors wasn't. They was the servants. on their own land.
I'm gonna be frank with you. I'm gonna be straight with you.
I'm just
My
correcting you.
my great grandmama, my great grandma, my grandma, mama was a slave, and she told me all kinds of stories.
She
And
was a
these people
slave,
did
slave.
us so bad. Like, just think about it. If you go in your bathroom and you turn the water on and you go take you a shower, how are you able to take that shower? But as us living as African American in this day and time, we are living with nothing. We can't even turn our own water on. What he say? He said, "Hey, you go out there and get your own boot scraps and lace them up for yourself and walk in your own shoes." They don't want to give us nothing because I guarantee you, if they give us anything, the first person that will go to somebody that is homeless, guess what? If a black person or any person with that skin of power come to anybody and they're messed up in this world, what they gonna do? They gonna help them. They gonna
Brother,
put a
brother, brother,
wool.
brother. I love you, brother, but you was actually on the wrong live, brother. I love you so much. I know exactly what you saying. I'm from America. I'm from Chicago, but this is actually an Aboriginal channel. We don't use terms like Black and African American. I'm gonna be real with you. Like we is
I
way
mean, I
past
feel
that.
you on that. I mean, listen, look. I understand that. I understand that to the fullest. So excuse me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
want you to get your
you
look. I
feel
want
me?
you to get your shine on and talk to the people and show your measure. But just understand, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on a whole
Look,
nother
look,
wave, man.
only thing I want to say is that my great grandmama, she told me a lot of
I
stories,
heard them stories,
and
and
I
I'm not taking
know
away from that.
what it's
So when
like
people say that,
because
listen to me.
I'm
Listen, look, me and you is talking right now. Listen to what I'm finna say. Everybody got their individual stories. I was with a female who family teach that they great paternal ancestor was, enslaved or whatever. But everybody don't have that story, so we got to be careful when we say we. You understand what I'm saying? We got to be careful.
yeah, you're
That's
right.
the only thing I
Well,
don't like is when people get to talking that we stuff because of your skin color. That's what we got to get away from. Now we gonna come
okay,
together.
okay.
Then it's
Well,
we.
you
Then
know
it's
what
gonna be we.
happened? You know what happened, bro? Listen, this is from what I know. You know how bad them people did us, bro. You know what
We
I'm
That's
do
what
talking
I'm
each
about?
other
They
saying,
worse
still do it
though.
Like,
bad right now
listen,
today.
listen,
brother.
look, do you
All right,
know?
like, all right, hold on, hold on. I
Listen.
got this, y'all. I
When I
got
was
this.
a
Check this
kid,
out.
let
Hold
me
on,
look.
hold on,
My
hold on,
bad.
hold
I'm
on, hold on, hold on,
sorry.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta
Okay.
mute you. Let me mute you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spill the bean. Some of us had servants. Some of us had, so-called the S word. So how you gonna say us and we when some of us actually was slave masters with dark skin? Right? How y'all don't know this? Like how you don't know this that some of us actually had servants and was rich. Not all of us was running around here getting beat up. So it can't be no us and we when some of us had land and plantations. We still, my people got our plantation right now in Alabama. So what you gonna say about that? And my great granddaddy them was dark skinned, right? Copper skinned people with servants with S words. So it can't be no we was just going through this. Some of us was actually owning land. Some of us are indigenous. So now we can come together and fix this. But back then we can't speak for everybody. That's all I'm trying to get on your brain. Stop projecting your story on everybody else. And that's what they're doing with their African American. And some people came over here on some boats. That's what they're doing. Everybody didn't come over here on no boats. Everybody wasn't on no fields. Everybody wasn't in, Virginia and Washington and Baltimore. Everybody wasn't in Georgia. States was different. It was different laws. So just open y'all mind up. That's all I'm asking you, man.
Can I
I have a
just
quick
add something
question
just
for the
right quick?
host, real
Wait,
quick.
wait, wait, wait. Let me just say something. And I know that the host is aware of this and a lot of other people. White tea people were the SLs with the
Exactly.
VES at the end.
The word is Slav. We can say Slav.
Yes,
That's what we're gonna
slaves.
say. Yeah.
Slaves. They came over here as slaves. That's it. I land my plane.
Exactly. And A lot of people don't even know the Africans were them. They were classified as Africans. It was something called the Barbary slave trade, and they freed them in the 1700s, and they started coming over here in the 1800s. They are the African Americans. They are the BLACKSs. Y'all don't even know that they are the real blacks. That's crazy. It's this dude named John Brown who fought with Harriet Tubman to free his people. They were white passing people like Elvis Presley. They had dark hair and brown eyes. Those were blacks. Y'all people were never blacks. If anything, they called y'all the N word. It was never blacks. It was just people who wasn't all the way white tea. Those were the blacks, and they were considered Slavs. I'm telling y'all what I know. I did the research, and that's who we are dealing with right now today. These people who can trace themselves back to Africa. Now look at the South African people, what they're going through. Elon Musk people, and what Trump are trying to make them refugees over here right now. The people in South Africa, the Afrikaners. Those are the real Africans. They know they are the Africans, man. They are albinos. And we have traded places with them people. You know why you traded places? Because you don't have a nationality. You don't know what your nationality is. You think you're a color. You think you are a word and a term that they brought over here. But anyway, though, I ain't going to be long winded. I got Suki up here. I got G Pack over here. I want to give them the opportunity to expound on the topic. First, I got G Pack. Let G Pack go in. Suki, I know you want to go in. What's going on, G Pack TV?
Hey, peace to the panel. I just wanted to elaborate on that insight thing. They
Right.
thought George Washington Carver was crazy because he used to quote unquote talk to the plants, but he was deriving information from the plants. He can look inside of. That's just when we get in tap into who we really are, we become these great people. I just wanted to bring that up.
All right, I'm glad you did. I'm gonna emphasize on that because George Washington Carver, as pivotal as he is, during that time, that's when the inventors was getting their patents taken from them, and that caused a sort of industrial revolution into this technological age we're going through. So our people back then was very important to the shaping of America. So I got Suki up here next. What's going on with you?
Peace and abundance, everyone. I
Salute.
was listening to the young man at the bottom speaking, and I wanted to just say to him, one of the biggest things anybody on this panel can do is do your genealogy, trace your ancestors and what they were actually doing, or let's say how they did become a so-called Slav, as we can say. You can trace those things because I've done my genealogy. I'm growing up. I was born in the 70s. So me growing up, I never had an ancestor to mention a slave, but I always heard that my grandmama or my granddaddy was an Indian or this, that, and the third. And I was raised with a father that was not my biological father, but his grandmother or grandfather or dad mentioned being Indian. On my mom's side, her mother always mentioned her dad being either a full blood or a half or something to that degree. And when I turned 30, my biological father passed away. And I had an uncle that was a historian that shared with me that we came from Indian on my father's side. So then this is where I started thinking, wait a minute, who are we really? Like, are we these so called people that were Slavs, or were we the people? Those were questions I began asking, and then I started tracing my people. So on my side, I see Indian, I found royals in my bloodline, I found Scotland, Ireland, France. Like I'm like tripping here. So I have not found nothing African. That is period. I just say to you, please just do your genealogy and you will find your story. I get it if you have the ancestor that mentioned the slave or slob or however, but find the story because sometimes it could be something that was flipped, like somebody mentioned, like they came and took over their property and made them those people. You have to find your true story. I'm gonna put it that way, and I'll yield.
All right, check it out. So let me paint this picture before somebody else go in. This is what I believe that's what's going on. A lot of our people that claim Indian and Aboriginal, you're connecting yourselves back to your ancestral roots. But what we'll fail to understand is the old world buildings and the masonry of city building, right, and technology back in the day. I'm talking 1500s and before. So we had two types of people. We had city people and country people. And let's just say the Indians are the country people that live off the land, right? They know how to live the land. They know the medicine. They know the plants. You know what I'm saying? So what had happened was the city people started spreading out looking for more resources and they started encroaching on the Indians' land, right? Even though they may be the same people, but it's two different cultures. One is a natural people, one is the more technological people. And as the industrial era came, remember the industrial era was the time of the boats and the ships and them looking for gold. Remember the gold rush. So during the gold rush in America, you got the 49ers, the 76ers, you have all these different groups, surveying the land for minerals. And they were removing whole populations, not only in America, but all over the planet. And this is where we're getting, I'm an Indian versus the people that actually built the cities. So, as a civilization, we do owe the Aboriginal people, indigenous people who lost their land and who got misplaced in the Indian Removal Act to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with, two different people, city dwellers versus country folk, and that's how we learn our genealogy on who we are and what part we play in this whole escapade of, the state taking over these lands and displacing people, man. And people don't really comprehend that. Who are you? Are you the people that built the cities and these old buildings, or are you the people on the countryside who was living, like how they show the Indians on TV, with the feathers and stuff, and the native whatever. But I know some of our people live like that because I look at the West Indian people in the Caribbean islands in South America, how they dress. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's a big fight, like the Amazon. They want to run into the Amazon forest and chase them people off and take the trees, like the Smurfs. Remember the Smurfs cartoon? That's what we're dealing with: corporation versus natural organic people. And you know what I'm saying? That's what we got to figure out, where we win or lose at in that, and how we gonna claim it back and fight for what we gonna fight for. That's what I want. That's the vision I want to paint for y'all. That's how we lost, and that's how we continue to lose.
I feel like that. Have y'all paid attention to all these churches and these county buildings? They were all castles. So if we already had castles and pyramids and mounds, we wasn't living in teepees and huts how they try to make
Right.
some of the Indians be. Like some of the original people, we were inventors. So if we was inventors, I'm quite sure we created these churches that look like cathedrals, that look like castles, because it was already in us. And a lot of them are like, they're made on like grids because we were connecting with the stars. Even though we were still one with the land, we still we understood what it was to progress too. I don't think that our ancestors was how they portrayed us in the movies, like they was huts. No, they was the ones that created those cathedrals. I don't think just everybody was like not living off the land like how we have little cities now. I feel like that's what that was going on, like you said, that we had people who were in the country and then we had the city folk, and the city folk is the ones that created those castles.
Can I say something right quick? I'm not debunking the facts from the city folks to the country folks, but when I look at this landmass of, let's say, America, everything was country. Everything was just nothing but just grass. And then, like, some of our ancestors just went on and just built it up and made it into cities. Because for every city, like, within so many miles, you have like deers running around, fox running around, like wild animals like running around. So, like, we all have all something in common. You know what I'm saying? You know, our ancestors was already on this land, but the spirit is just telling me that, you know, some just migrated into the areas and just made it to be their homes, and you know, just the talent of the make the what you call them, make mason masons, the ones that did all that beautiful, you know what I'm saying, and like the architects, like the builders and stuff like that, and some just
Masonry
remain.
work.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And some just remain in the land, the so-called land that they call down south, the Carolinas and this and that. This whole region and area was just really huge. And just imagine, all our ancestors was here. And like, you know, our ancestors came from the time to where it's, you know, we was really the true, they were really the true gods and goddesses, to where it's, you know, they soaked up the sun, they meditated. Their pineal gland is how they connected to the universe, you know?
But
And
we know the
um,
cities was built though, sis. The cities was built when
yes,
it's documented when they first came here. They
that's
saw
what,
buildings that they couldn't explain who built
you
whose buildings.
misinterpreted me. No, what I said was that, this is what I said. I think I was misinterpreted. What I said is that I believe that it was just one land mass of just all of us. Some of our ancestors is the one that took a pine to build the cities. They did the houses, they did the churches and blah blah blah. And then it was just like labor and name and separated. Like when they did the naming and they said South Carolina and North Carolina, blah blah blah. And like it's really weird because like up here, okay, I'm from up north, right? So right now, I'm gonna say put out there where I live. I live in Delaware, right? Delaware and Maryland is so cut off. It's just ridiculous. You could turn the corner and be in Maryland and turn the corner back. And then you could ride from Wilmington, Delaware to downstate within 2 hours. And then you in Maryland. And then I could take another direction and be in Baltimore, Maryland within 30 minutes. So just the way how like some of the states was put together, it just don't really make no sense. How how you could be like here, you could be like, say, in this city right here, and within 15 minutes, you're another city. Like that right there is just what makes me just feel and just think that, you know, it was just all one landmass. And like some of
Yep,
our
they
ancestors,
lied.
and some of our ancestors just like, you know, build it up. Cause like I said, like in the city, like you could turn the corner and you could see deer running around, skunks, coons, all that stuff. And when I was coming up, people had peach trees, pecan trees. We
Hmm.
used to be able to go what's called Felmar Park, which is a very, very, very large park, and get natural spring water. They stopped us because guess what? Why they did it? They started bottling that water and making money and making money. And right there in that Fairmont Park, like you can cross the street from the city and be in Fairmont Park, and you're gonna see some wild animals running around up in that park too. So that right there, what I'm saying, I'm not debunking nobody, but to just make it make sense. Our ancestors, you know, they built. them cities. And then the white team man came in there, and when they took that land, and the way how it's describing, the way how Delaware and Maryland and Philadelphia and all that, like just connects. You would take back roads and be in a whole nother area. That's because how the way they was buying that land up and say, oh, we gonna name this Maryland, or we gonna name this. You know, it's no confusion. It's no confusion. Our ancestors was all around United States of America for what they call it. And that's all I gotta say.
I'd like to say this too. When we talk about white and black, we have to also understand if you even look in your genealogy, a lot of my ancestors were called white as far as the census records were concerned. And that was because of their status or status. White is not a color. And my people that had that status or status, as you would say, looked like me. Their skin tone was mine. So that's another thing we have to pay attention to as well. We're not black people. Our status, if we go back and we look at our ancestors, they are white.
That's the yeah. That was what they was labeling them as it was like just like how they're trying to do now. Just have rich or poor. Like they getting rid of they. Well, not they. The government is trying to get rid of the middle class to just make it rich or poor. Back then, my mom said that they used to always call them Negro or colored. And I was like, well, why y'all let them reclassify y'all that? Well, asking my mom is like she was born in the 50s, so for her I can't really get a lot of
Mhm.
questions because she don't know too much or nothing. But
Okay.
I wish that my granddad and my grandmama and them was still alive to like tell me
Okay.
like what were they called or classified, because my mama said that they was still classifying them as negro or color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were
Okay.
classifying.
Well, let me go ahead and give it to you like this.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this right quick. You also have to just look at a big major thing. The people that are so called having everything right now in our time are white. That says a lot. It
Baby.
literally says a lot. If you look at your ancestors and you look at their census records, who we are basically like the American
Okay,
Indian
look.
and
Let
white.
me stop you. Let me stop
That's
you.
who
I'm
we are.
sorry. I don't mean to pause you.
I'm done. You
I
can
don't
go
listen,
ahead.
listen, listen. I don't mean to pause you. I'm sorry. Now you said to look at what? To look at people who are right now that are supposedly white that is ruling this world, right? Am I right or wrong?
I didn't say they ruling anything. I said that
This
they're the so-called people with the
Power.
resources and money. I'll put it
okay,
that way.
so let me go ahead and get you right. Have you ever heard the story of a woman named Rebecca? Do you know who Rebecca is? And it's in the Bible.
Oh God.
You know who Rebecca is? If you don't, I will enlighten you. Just tell me, yes or no, mama.
No, you just tell me what you're trying to tell me.
No, like, okay, all right. I don't want to overthink nobody, and I'm not trying to push nobody out the way. So there's a story of this woman named Rebecca. She had two sons, and when the father was finna die and he was on his deathbed, Rebecca took the smell of one son and put it on the other son and changed the smell. And when the mother loving first son came to the father, he was like, "Oh, that's not my son." because Rebecca changed the smell. And when the other son went to him, he smelled him. He was like, that's my son. I'm going to give you the root to all the world. And why you think these white people live in the world?
All right, man, get up out of here. I love you to death, though, man. But anyway, I ain't got time for all that. Love you, man. You slowing my show down. You did have some powerful metaphors, brother. But
Yeah,
you
he
know, all that
Because of
put
her
white
it
gay
out
supremacy,
there.
aspect.
that's throwing off the algorithm, man. All that, that colorisms, man. I'm beyond that. I can't keep going on it. We better than
Right,
that. We the
right.
Americans. We got to be who we are, not what they told us, man. That's slowing my energy down. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, man, on who the brown people is, and they want to train your mind into thinking, you're not supposed to be here. That is the basis of this show. And particularly the dark skinned people is who I'm focused on. They want you to believe you're not supposed to be in the Americas, but every place on the world have your sculptures, statues. You can dig under the ground and they only find you. They don't find pale statues nowhere. So it's like, man, just really think about that. What make you think that you're not supposed to be in America, but they are? It's a trick to it, and it's deeper than that. And it's right, but they're just trying to rewrite history. That's what it's all about, man. Just wake up to it. You're not just from Africa. That's my message as a light brown, copper brown brother. That's my message to y'all, to the darker skinned people who always think you're an African or a black. That's all I'm trying to do is wake y'all up. Everybody else, y'all should know who y'all are. As the young lady was talking about the white status, um, there was a naturalization act in I believe 1791, and everyone knows free white person is a status in Black's Law Dictionary. It's a status for a certain people of nationality, whether they're being naturalized or they're getting a citizenship in a country. So it's a status. She's correct. And our people started calling themselves black to counter that. So you were never black. You only called yourself that because they were so-called white. So now you got to go back to what's your nationality because you're not a color. And we know these are statuses, but you still have to have a nationality. And the people in America, North America, they are African American, Afro American, colored, black. You That's not nationality. So y'all got to do better than that. And that's what this is all about. Everybody has a nationality. Germany, Cameroon, Zimbabwe, Ireland, England, Japan. Black is not a nationality. Come on, y'all. Like, we got to do better than this. We can't keep on playing these games. That's what this is about. What are you? Either you like a Cherokee, like the brother Zaytoven said he is. You know what I'm saying? You whatever, Creek Muskogee. You got to be something particular. You cannot be a color. Like, come on, man. That's not what the ancestors was. And that's what this conversation needs to be about. No disrespect to the brother who I just booted out of here, but he's taking us back to these colors. I can't do that. Like, y'all, first of all, y'all are from here. I don't care what they teaching, what the hybrids are teaching. Let's get to business. Are you American or are you not? If you're not an American, why are you here? It's like, for real.
And the other thing people have to understand as well, when you're calling yourself black or African American, you're basically saying you're unalive to these people, that you don't exist. And
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
facts.
And let me say this before I let Eddie De Niro go in, because somebody asked in the chat, they was like, well, why don't Trump have so-called black people in his cabinet? Okay, that's a minority. If you don't know who you are, why would he want you in his cabinet? You don't even have a nationality. So Trump is a businessman, and the Republican Party is about people who got money, not the party of minorities, of people that are disenfranchised, which is the Democratic Party. They deal with minorities and people that are underrepresented. That's what the Democratic Party is. Why would Trump want minorities, these people with identity politics in his cabinet? You're a color, you're a black, you don't even know who you are. Like, why would I want you in my cabinet? Like, it's not about race, it's about that you don't even know who you are. Anyway, Eddie De Niro, what do you agree with or disagree with? I see you typing in the chat. What is going on, man?
So you guys are saying that you guys are the original Americans, right?
That's not necessarily what I'm saying, but what are you saying? That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying that they want us to believe dark brown people are just African and that they should not be in America or they're not Aboriginal Americans. That's false. That is exactly false. That's what we're teaching, especially in the equatorial part, especially in South America, especially in Central America. Dark brown people exist.
Yeah, I know. If you go to the Amazon jungles, you'll find the original Americans right there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. But if you see on my panel right here on my screen, I mean, you see these people called the Suriname Paramaribo people, the Njuka people. And the Grand Man right there in the middle, he's called the Grand Man, the dude with the cap on his hat. He's the Grand Master. I mean, the Grand Man, Captain. And those other people are called Bush Negroes. They are native to America, but they want us to think they're just Africans. While these hybrid people at the bottom, they're supposed to be the Americans. That's what we're up here talking about.
Well, it's because you know what biracial people are, right?
I guess, mix, I guess.
I mean, do you agree that they exist?
Not really, because race is
So,
a concept that I don't
so what
really
happens when you mix a
understand.
pit bull with a chihuahua? I mean, they're not like two
But
different
they're
breeds.
but they're still dogs. So how can they be biracial? They're the same race.
The reason they got light skinned is because they all possess a European admixture now, except
No,
for
I don't.
some
I
untouched
don't agree
tribes.
with that. I met an albino sister the other day, and when she had a baby, her baby came out light skinned. So how, that you don't even make sense.
No, well, yeah, I have a black homeboy, right? And his wife is well, my homeboy, he's black, but he's half Mexican, and he's half Mexican out of the Yucatan, right?
All right, let's focus back on your intellect. So you're telling me because somebody light skinned they're mixed with European, right?
Well, they used to be a lot more darker, but what happened was
It
they
don't
all
matter.
The
have.
I'm going off what I
original
just asked you.
Europeans
Let's
are
focus on
dark.
what I asked you. Hold on. I just asked you because somebody got light skin, they mixed with European, right?
Yeah, they get lighter.
Okay, so
If
what are
you're a full
mestizo?
blooded
Hold
American
on,
Indian,
hold
you're a lot
on,
darker.
hold on. What are these mestizo people at the bottom of my screen? And what are they? Since you said lighter skinned people are mixed, right? What are these lighter skinned people and what are mestizos in Mexico then?
All right, mestizos are pretty much right.
They're European mix. That's what you need to say. You don't need to say nothing else because you just hold
put me on the
on,
big
brother.
screen.
Hold on, man, because I'm teaching you logic. You just
Put me
told
on the
me
big
that a
screen.
lighter skinned person is European, right? So mestizos and what you yourself is a what? Mixed with a what? A European. Ain't
I'm
Afri-
like indigenous American out of Mexico mixed with Spanish
a
ancestry.
European, right?
no, no. Let me tell you what they are. They're mixed African, also China,
Chinos.
Asian,
Chinos.
and also what he just said, Spaniards. But Europeans,
Suki, what did you major
the
in?
original Europeans are dark people,
That's true.
and
Suki,
That's
what
let's
did
true.
you
be
major
clear
in?
about that.
All
What did
right,
you
let's
major
get
in?
real technical. We can get technical over here. So they use the
Put me on
word
the big screen,
Spanish.
bro.
I got you, man. I'm gonna get with you. Trust
He
me. I
not
got you.
listening. He
He don't
don't
want to
want to
listen.
speak.
Yeah, that's it. He's up here to try to troll us, but I'm on top of it. So check this out. They use the word Spanish to pretty much it's a pretty fancy word to cover up that they're Slavic because we know Spanish are actually Moorish, right?
Ah,
We know Spanish
Well, yeah,
is the
that's where I get my
I
North
got
African
say,
you. I'm
ancestry
gonna
from.
get to
say
you.
that.
I'm teaching right now. I got you. I promise you I'm gonna let you speak. We know Spanish is the occupation of Andalusia, which is a Moorish land. So Spanish was never a white tea people ever, and they
Yeah,
try
it
to
was.
use. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I know it wasn't. Spanish are brown people. I got the drop on that. So Slavic people are the pale, light skinned people, right? They're not even light skinned. They're pale. So they get their pale skin from the British people to be actual with y'all. So this is the deal. He's trying to convince us that anybody that's light skinned is European, but he's not European, but he's light skinned. How does that make sense, y'all?
I told you I had a European admixture.
Okay, so why are you talking about anybody else? You're not from here. You can't tell somebody
Bro,
that's
look at my
dark
picture,
skinned.
bro. That's literally my DNA results, bro. That's
Yeah,
literally what I
DNA.
am.
That don't prove
That's my
it.
majority, bro. 51.1%. I'm like 39% European. I have a little bit of African ancestry, like 4.6, I think. and a little bit of Jewish and
And
Levantine and a bunch of other
you
stuff.
believe that because
You don't
that's
understand the way it works.
I mean, they're geneticists. Yeah, I believe them over you guys. What do you guys major in?
I got you. Good. I'm glad you brought that up.
He said,
So,
mate.
you took a DNA test and it proved that you are related to different ethnicities, right?
Yeah, particularly Mexican indigenous people.
Particularly the Mexican indigenous people.
The
Okay,
American
so
Indian
and
in
it proved that
Mexico.
you are related to them, right? You are related to the
Directly
native
related to them.
But
directly.
argue them.
I got him. I swear I'm finna walk him in circles. It's too easy. So DNA proves that you are related to Mexican indigenous people and Europeans, right?
I
So
mean, I already knew that
DNA.
because I go down there every year.
Okay, cool, cool. We don't really need DNA to prove who we are. We use genealogy. We use a different method. But anyway,
Yeah, but
DNA.
genealogy is flawed.
and you think that DNA test ain't?
Nope.
He have Italian last name. De Niro. That's Italiana.
That's just his
That's
nickname.
my
That's not his
alias.
real
That's
name.
not my name. That's my
That's not his
alias.
real name. But
And you
so
using an
I know it's
Italian,
not, but
but
he
you
using it.
identifying as a
But
Mexican,
but
dude, you
he's using it.
It's
confused.
my street name, my
But it's
alias.
still
That's
Italiano.
what
But yet
people in
you're
the streets call
Mexicana.
me.
Whether that's your
It's
You
called
street name or
it's
not.
confused.
called it's
You're
called the
confused.
nickname. It's called the
You're
nickname.
confused.
What
Whatever.
Now,
do
You're
you
confused.
major in?
Italians, do you think that Italians, real Italians, would take up a Mexican as a nickname? You disgracing your culture because you trying to fit in everywhere, but where you not supposed to fit in. You don't even know who you
What are you
are for
talking
you
about?
to
It's a
ask
freaking
somebody
nickname.
else who they are. Or
Dinero is a
if
Spanish
they got
word.
if no, it's not. Dinero is not a Spanish word. It's an
You know what
Italian word.
money translate money into Spanish and you get dinero.
Oh, whatever. That's like if I say Santiago for my last name. Huh? Thank you.
Have you heard of Eddie Money? That's what they call me, Eddie Dinero.
hey fam, just because you took a DNA test don't mean nothing is the point because you don't even know
So
what their
you're
last.
right and scientists, geneticists are wrong, right?
Yes, they're wrong because they're all
Oh
racist. It's
wow,
all
okay.
built off racism. To first of all, DNA was developed to prove that they are superior to everybody else. You don't even know the origins of DNA. You don't
No,
even
actually
understand.
that actually kicked
Hold
them
on, Eddie. Hold
actually
on, because
backfired, bro.
hey man, be quiet. I'm that serious. I'm not even playing with you right now because your kind of people are very disrespectful. I'm going in right now. So you came up here with an agenda to act like that you know so much. You don't even speak well enough to be, this so-called intellect. So check this out. It was created to prove that they're superior to everybody else, and it actually backfired because it
You don't
shows
let me talk, dude. How you gonna say,
I'm
oh, you're
gonna
not intellectual
disconnect
enough?
you. Like move around. Don't interrupt me. I don't even play with your kind like that. So let me teach right quick about DNA right quick. So it was actually developed to separate them from everybody else to prove that they were superior, but it actually revealed genetic markers in us that everybody else doesn't have. He don't know about this. So our people in North America that are classified as African American, we have our own haplogroup, and it is called A002, right? And we also have something called serohaptoglobin evidence for a third allele. So he don't understand that we have our own genetic markers that Africans don't even have. We are our own.
Exactly.
We're our own category.
Genetically different.
We're genetically different than African. He don't know this, so I'm not gonna let this doofus get up here playing with me. He's just up here talking
They
about a
do be
DNA test.
knowing, they be knowing that our government came up with all this stuff just to classify certain people. They know that. They just be coming on these panels trying to tell us what degrees and stuff that we have to prove them wrong when they all actuality they know. How you go say you Mexican but you got a Italian nickname? Like, bruh, y'all the confused ones, not us. And that be the biggest problem is they always somewhere coming in our conversations in our groups trying to tell us who we are when they is not able to even tell you who they are. Like, yeah, he that's what I said, it's the blunt sense of entitlement and the disrespect from them. Is like, y'all need to pipe down because y'all in for a rude awakening. If you're not the original people in America, y'all all is about to get shipped where y'all claim y'all from, or whatever you claim your DNA is from. That's where you're about to get sent back to. Go back
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
And
want to
then he talking about Mexico, like
Mm-hmm.
that's Mexico. That's not, Mississippi and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you speak for all these other places? Because you in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know who's native to these lands up here? And that's the audacity of these people, these
Mm-hmm.
mestizo people. It's like they have a. He's already said that he's European, so you have an agenda, dude, to whitewash the land. That's what we're
Mm-hmm.
proving.
he even whitewashing his own
Yeah.
originality. Like, bruh, you come in here, you say you're a Mexican, but then you put your picture up, you look like one of them palm colored people. So you, yeah, but that's the point that's being proved. A lot of the Mexicans came
Mm-hmm.
here looking like those palm colored people, and they got that senior or that superiority complex in them because
Exactly.
they told them that they was them, and not knowing that they only told y'all that because it's not too many of them here in America to be trying to run stuff anymore. So
Right.
they gonna import people in that sort of look like them to make it seem like that they allies, but in all actuality, behind doors, they calling y'all all kinds of names as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come in here and have
Yeah.
several seats and learn something instead of trying to tell somebody like what degree you got. Y'all came over here and y'all got degrees, and y'all seeing that y'all getting deported back.
Most
So
of them don't even
quit
have degrees.
playing.
Another for but for
Bruh.
the most part, to where it's they like uh, they're I mean like they would say that we're not the originals, they're the originals. But the bottom line to what I'm about to bring out, it's called karma, Karma. Okay, so now y'all know what it is to be harassed by the popos and to have the
Right.
on your anchors. I don't want to say the name, but the locks on your anchors and cuffs behind your back, and being harassed, going to the jobs, checking y'all out. Now you see what it feels like. But, you guys wanted to be so close to the white tea people and thought you was going to be accepted. And you the one that voted for Trump the most. The most. It's called karma. And guess what? You Africans, you're next. You're next because Trump is kicking all
Yeah,
of
be
y'all
careful with the
South
nationalities, please. Please
Okay,
be
well
careful with
then,
the nationalities.
I'm gonna put it like this: the people from the land of South Africa. I'm gonna put it like this: y'all is on the next to be getting deported out of here.
That's all he wanted to do was come up here and scramble up the live. That's all they
Right.
do. You know what I'm saying? Cause confusion because they in their feelings, and like the sister said, it's embedded in them, in their psyche, in their mind. It's their genetics, like their forefathers, and like I say, they always bring up. You didn't debunk nothing, dude. Like something's wrong with you the way you talk. Like you talk with a slur. Like your
You're not
brain is missing.
educated. Not to
Like
cut you off. And the first thing he want to say, "What's your education?" Y'all don't come over here and get really the education.
they
Y'all come
never.
over here to work.
He in the comments
Work.
talking about
How
would you debunk? You debunk that you confused. You
What
debunk that you don't know who you are. You
why,
keep talking about your nickname De Niro, and if that's Spanish, like you confused. You don't see us going around taking up nicknames that's not of our origin. Like,
He
you
needs to
ain't
be.
debunk
so,
He need to be.
so
nothing.
He need to be paranoid like all the rest of them. Have his eyes behind his back,
Talking about I'm
whether or
half
not he gonna
American
get
Indian. We
deported
don't look
back
alike. Yes,
to
y'all
his
do.
land
Y'all
by
all look alike. You look
and
like them
look,
palm colored
sunflower.
people.
like
See,
5'5" in
All right,
statue.
all
when
right.
he
First
I'm
of
gonna
all,
So
you're
chime
not
in
an
with a
American.
pretendian
Like
word too,
this is
because
what
that
they
word
don't
is
get.
originally ours. Pretendian was for them.
Right.
well,
That's what's crazy.
So
True
how do
natural
y'all
brown.
dare use what was originally ours and try to flip it on us?
That's wild. If you Google pretendian, all is gonna be is palm colored people, and now they want to
Right.
project on us. That is crazy, man. They are literally the pretendians. But anyway, this is what they don't understand. They call themselves Amerindian. They are not Americans. Americans is a particular people, and the definition is the various copper colored aboriginals. So a lot of people don't know that Americans are a nation of people. You cannot claim to be some separate group of people and American at the same time. It don't work like that. So he think he's an American Indian and a Mexican and the Spanish. He's all these different things at once, but get to tell us who we are. They always use DNA as a talking point as to prove who we are. That's their go-to move. But I got something for y'all. They'll never tell you what they're matching. And guess what? You think the invaders are going to give us the luxury of knowing who we are, goofball? They're invading the land. They're telling you historically that they're colonizing and invading the land. Why would they tell the people they're taking it from who they are? Why? Why would we depend on them? And that's why we discredit y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is why we move y'all around because y'all nothing but a tool of the invaders. Y'all nothing but the children of the colonizers, and that goes for the NAs and that goes for you mestizos. It's like the only people telling us who we are the NAs and the mestizos. Like it's clear because y'all get a privilege. Y'all, hold on, one more thing. Historically, y'all have always gotten privilege for being fair and pale looking. Whoever was pale, whoever was fair, y'all get certain rights. Whoever was dark, they get mistreated. That's the consensus. So obviously, your history books and your science is going to be rigged based off race, right? It's rigged. It's rigged towards your skin color. Everything is skin color with you people. It's lookership. And y'all not tricking nobody. We understand who we are. We understand what it takes to be original. And one last thing. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. Did y'all know the NAs and the mestizo people are second to getting melanoma and sunburn? A lot of people
Yep.
don't know that.
100.
Yep.
Y'all know what NAs is, right? Everybody know what NAs
Exactly.
is, right?
Right.
The people that's on this off-white picture down here. Those are the
Hmm.
NAs. Anyway, they are
Yep.
second percentage to getting sunburn and melanoma, which is a injury from the sun. So
Hmm.
prove to me how could you be original if the sun don't like you? We come on, like let's just keep
Exactly.
it a buck. Like stop it. Like where are you people really from? Are y'all from beyond the ice wall? Like where are y'all from? Like y'all don't add up to the jungle, the beautiful
Mm-mm.
scenery of the tropical forest and the brown. Y'all don't look nothing like the land, man. Like who are you people?
Hair don't grow
And
like
what have they invented? Like, what have they invented? Have you ever brought home a gold medal
Exactly. That's another good
to the
question. What did
whole
they
world
bring to
mimic you?
civilization?
I mean, come on now. Like,
what
let's
are
be
they
for real.
original to? That's just period. What do you originate?
Nothing.
We were saying pretendian. People that
That's-
look like us has always been calling the pink folk and the $5
mhm.
the
And then they
very
always want to try to,
pretendian.
and then they always say, like about our hair. I let them know our hair means strength. Don't you know Samson and Goliath, when she cut his hair, he lost his strength? Our hair is like a plant. Our hair is
Even in
like a
the
tree.
Our
Bible.
hair grow to the sun
Our
Yes,
hair
like
is
a
an
their
tree.
hair
ancestor.
is limped down, and you already know what can get in there. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get my
Nine
brother's
ether,
side.
baby. That's
Even
what
All
the
in the
day, all
Bible.
night,
absolute is.
not eat it. All day,
Come
all
on,
night.
man. Our
It's
people
the
is in the
antenna.
Bible. Our
Yes,
people is on these pictures, all around the world, the murals, the statues. So
Let's
it's
not play
like,
no more.
come on, man. Like, get
Don't
out of here.
play with
and
it.
you already know if Adam and Eve is existed the way the Bible said, right? Okay, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, real, real. America is about the milk and honey, right? We have all the vegetables, the fruits, and everything. So if the apple was a forbidden fruit, that'd be in America. Ding, 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 ding. Come on now. Keep it real. Keep it
Let's talk
real.
about it.
They don't want to talk about that. They want to make sure they want to keep that narrative that the Garden of Eden was in Africa, and Africa
Ooh.
don't Oh, my the other continent. My apologies.
You can
Do
say
they grow
Africa. Just
apples
don't
over
refer to
there?
the.
We can
You can
say
talk.
it, but we just
You
can't
can
get
say it,
into
but don't
that.
refer to it as a people. When you're talking about
Yeah,
people, don't mention
Oh,
their
okay.
nationality. That's
No,
what
no,
triggers it.
no,
yeah,
no.
like what I
I
did.
was
Oops.
asking, like, do apples and oranges and stuff grow over there?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let's look that up. I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna look that up right quick myself. Let me find out apples is native to America. Let me
Well,
find out.
Americans was
It is. Everything
trading
came from. It started from the corn. Corn was the first seed
maize.
ever.
It's
I come from
maize.
ancestors that grew that. They literally got that
M-A-Z-E,
name
maize.
in their name. That is literally a name. And
Well,
my
we know
ancestors.
Eden ain't never exist. I mean, it never existed. I'm just talking
I
in
don't think
terms
it did
of
either.
right. I'm just talking in terms of the story that was told. Trust me, I'm smarter than you think. So
That's like the Moors
bound
is
to
the
where else
ones
was
that was
that?
trading back and forth between Africa because Africa could not grow a lot of the crops. Even Ireland, like like they was going into famine, hungry because they couldn't grow no crops.
Right.
America is the land of milk and honey. Like we had all the crops, all the food, but like now it's just so like
Because
it's
America was
export.
tropical. It was
Yeah,
always tropical.
And
this
it
is the
still
motherland.
is.
This is the motherland. America is the
It's
motherland.
his
It
mother.
speaks for itself. All ethnic groups wants to come to America. And that's why when the white team man found out and came here, they saw for themselves. It's profitable. It's a lot of food. It's opportunity. It's land. That's why they wanted it. Come
They
on now.
profit off of things that our ancestors
Built up.
didn't look at to
Hmm.
profit from. We cultivated it. Everything
Hmm.
we were giving life to. I mean, if we just have to be clear, think about how the food tastes today compared to when we were growing up, when our ancestors were actually growing and
Hmm.
cultivating the land. The food tastes so different today because
And
we're not the ones that's cultivating it.
And like another thing that I had put out on the line one time about the natives, if you guys are the original, how come you guys never harvest the land? Huh? Why? Okay.
They claimed they was the reason why. No, it's this one guy that's going around and here pretending talking about that they taught us everything that we know. Like, dude, I
No,
grew up in the so called hood and we had a community garden,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that cultivate in the garden was the men. I grew up with the men in my family cultivating the earth. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? And then it came into the household and the woman cooked it, but the man tend to the garden. So it's like when I hear him say that they taught us, like, no, it was already in us.
Yeah.
How can
it
you teach
is
a group
And
of
us.
another
people
way how
something
you
that was
know that
already
this is
in
our
them?
land, look at Oklahoma. They had everything imaginably. They had buses. They had their own gas, their own oil, their own banking system. Like they was like building up. And that's not Wall Street. I mean, it was way more than Wall Street. Wall Street is just the one that was noticeable
Right.
because the
I was
way in
about
what
to
they
say
had
that.
did.
I
So
was
at the
about
end of the day, it speaks volume. They can never try to come on here and try to twist things around and try to make us feel as though, oh, we wrong and they right. All y'all is on stolen land, our ancestors' land, our land, and a lot of us have land patents. Fortunately, my family have land, and when I say we have land, lots of land down South Carolina. And I can remember going down there. My daddy moved to Philadelphia as a kid. They had everything on the farm that you could think about. And I was like, pipe out maybe 6, 7 years old. I saw when they took that chicken and wrung the neck, and then they boiled it, then they feather it, and then they prepared it and fried that chicken. And we used to have to go out there, and they used to make us like pick the crops, and they had like the that what's the name of that wire? it was like the wires. We step on it, we kept getting like shocks. We didn't know because we were city kids. I remember the well water. It used to be so hot, no air. We were spoiled. We were spoiled. We had air conditioner. We had running water. We took showers and everything. That house was a sauna. We were suffering as kids, but my dad wanted for us to learn that culture. I can understand it today, but as kids, we used to be crying and crying, wanting to go home, wanting to go home. But to look back on it, that was the best time of my life now. When I look back on it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Them was the days, sis. I grew up actually in the country in Mississippi. So I was listening to the sister saying that I think she said that the men were cultivating, but I saw both. Like I saw grandmama out there just like granddad. And I saw more of my granddaddy dealing with like the animals on the property.
Hmm.
But grandma was out there on the land cultivating. And I'm gonna say grandma wasn't just cultivating the land, but she was cultivating the families. Just like even I'll say granddaddy. That is one of the cultures we as a people have come from, is we done stop tapping into the land, putting
Hmm.
our feet in the land, putting our hands in the soil. We are the soil. Like
Hmm.
I say we're the walking trees. I've learned of a property here where I live, and I did not know this growing up, and this is on my father's side. There's a property here that the city has been trying to take for over 100 years, but they can't touch it because my ancestors are buried there, and there are no grave markings. There are the trees on that very land, and they were not buried in no caskets. They were like the
Yeah.
seed that was put in the soil.
Hmm.
We as a people even have to go back to that.
Hmm.
That's what's killing our land, is
Hmm.
that we're being put in the land in concrete.
Hmm. Hmm. I have a question, host. The lady in this picture, who would she be? Because she reminds me of my mom peoples, like with the cheeks and like that reddish, dark, beautiful skin. Who is that lady?
Well, this is the Native American display in Kunstamir, Russia. It's a large museum in Russia. They have the displays of the Native people all around the world, and this is the Native American
Yeah,
display.
yeah,
Facts.
because she looks a lot
A
like
lot of
my
people
mom's
missed it when Putin
family.
said if we found out who we truly was.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, and that's what they're hiding. Trump and them don't want y'all to really know. He's pandering to y'all by giving y'all hints. Trump is, but he's gonna keep calling you black and African
Hmm.
American.
Hmm.
But countries like Iran, Syria, Palestine, Russia, all of them have ancient relics of Americans, and they know y'all are the natives. Like I'm showing you right here. This is in Russia. This lady will be considered a black woman in America.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
In Russia.
she looked like us.
Yeah,
She
she looks
do.
just like us,
She
but
look
the
like us.
mestizo dude who just left, they don't want to talk about this.
Right.
Like my Aunt Faye. He also missed the point
Beautiful.
that the fact that we the brown people, we can have light skinned babies from two brown skinned people, but the Africans can't duplicate that.
Right, yeah, yeah. Our babies,
They can
man.
create a
Wow.
white baby though.
Yeah, them
Yeah,
Hundred
albinos.
exactly.
percent.
They can.
They
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
That's
Our
because they come
babies
from.
always come out with that smooth, moist hair and light skin. That's deep. That is some deep stuff,
All the
man. And
time.
then they get darker as they get older. That's deep.
That's like I've seen two like complexion people like this woman in the picture, and you can see that the kids are there. One come out light skin, one come out brown skin, one come out dark skin. Come on now, no, we have that mitochondria gene, and we could produce all different colors.
That's how you know Americans is the mother race because they produce everything and everybody. Everybody else don't do that though. Only
Nope,
the Americans
Facts.
do that.
nope.
That's what I used to say to the Africans. Well, that group of people that likes to say that we came over here on a ship. I said, well, dang, they must have really snatched up all the innovators and like, what? How we gonna play like that? Like even when we look at the sails that they're out here using, the woman was from here, and if you're gonna say she came from uh them ships and they brought her over here, that would mean that she would have had to have been mixed by whoever her slave catcher owner or master was. So that would make her not a full blood person. So why wouldn't they take those cells from a full blood over there in Africa that didn't come on the ship? That's if I'm saying that we came from over there. Because
Nah,
clearly Henrietta Lacks cells came out of the
Mhm.
Americas.
Mhm.
I mean, like somebody else brought it up. Like, we got Whitney Houston, all of the other great vocalists of the world, Shantae Moore, Marianne Anderson. Why Africa never produces similar people if we're so from there? And like, the athlete. I'm not saying they're not strong. There's some very strong people. It's just that they're not the same as how we articulate. Is what I'm saying. If
They're
Right.
we are
not.
truly
You
from
can
there, they
look
would
at how they
produce.
dance.
Yeah, like their whole rhythm is not like our
They
rhythm.
rhythm,
Like
they
Right.
we are the
it's just
soul
Like
people.
Michael Jackson, the way he danced with the Afro days, the way he was
yeah.
moving and gliding. You don't see that
James
in Africa.
Brown, Michael Jackson. We have Whitney's. We have. I mean, we can go on and on and
Shaka
on and on and
Khan.
on and on and on and on and
Right?
on and
Why?
on.
Why
Unspeaking language of soul.
they would produce it more because that's the motherland. You would think they would have more of it. Like
Right,
Yeah.
they say it's the motherland,
right.
but I don't get it.
Did you guys see the Super Bowl and watch Ken what's that rapper
I
name?
didn't see it, but
He
I heard
tired.
about him.
Yeah, they
Kendrick
But
showed the
Lamar.
he
Mardi Gras.
represented he when I say he represented his peoples last night.
They said he kept saying he
Kendra
was
Lamar.
American.
Kendra Lamar though. I mean, I'm just bringing up the fact when he performed, like when we on stage and like nobody can do it like us. Nobody can do it like us. I don't care. They can't match us.
They
They
can
just
try to
can't.
duplicate us, but they ain't
They can
the
never copy us.
originators.
They could try to look. They
They
can
can try to.
try
They always copiers, but we're always the originators
original
because we are organic.
because we
When
are the
they
gods and
Man,
the goddesses. I mean, that right there,
when
God's people stand up for God, for the universe. That right there in a nutshell, it should tell us our strips. We are the most resilient. We are the most resilient. Okay? We are the most athletic, the more inventors. We go on and on and on and on and on. Would nobody be driving a car if it was because of our ancestors? Would nobody be flushing the toilet? We can go on and on and on. But the thing about it, we just tend to forget who we are. We need to just keep, like, stay focused. Remember who you are.
remember,
Like, come on. And that's what they don't want. And that's the reason why they come on their lives. They try to just, like, throw everything off. It's like they know who we are. And
and they need
they
to.
can't be, and yeah, if we packed up and went somewhere and just left on our own, you know, they need us. Just like Africa was like, come to America, they want to trade places. Or they
They
want for
want
us
to
to go
trade
there and help
places.
them build up. They need us to go there. Because they know if anyone that can help get it together would be us. Just like the Mexicans want us to help protest. What? Wow. We're not
I
getting
want
involved
to
with
know
y'all
why
drama.
they protested.
I only call it a protest. I don't even know what that is. Walking
What are
around
they
with your
doing?
countryside. Come on now. Come on.
when they bring up Africa, the motherland, I tell them then America must be the grandmother.
Exactly. I'm gonna start
Mhm.
using that. Exactly.
That's a good one.
I never really
Yeah,
thought about it like that. You sure right, bro. The
I
grandmother.
I said that before in Alive.
That's a good
Said
one. I never heard that one.
Yeah, yeah, me
because
either. I have heard it. I just never really thought about it. Let them be the motherland. This the grandmotherland.
There you
Exactly.
go.
we are the grand people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
And they
that's
don't
real
like that
talk.
either.
Because
Because
I even asked them this question one time. I said, if Africa is the motherland and we are the originators, because at the end of the day, when they talk about the Afro beats, they, whoever they are, stem from who we are. So my question was to them, I know my mama, she's my mother, but she's not trying to be me. I'm
Right.
more or less
and
trying to
another
be
thing, why
mama
is it that
or
why
better.
okay, Africans can't even go past say like the fourth generation? They don't even know where they came from.
Oh yeah, they
So
just not
I've
getting
heard that.
censuses. I mean, it's so much we
So
can
why they
go
so
in.
worried about us?
It's a
Well,
competition to
can I
prove
just say
who's
one more thing,
better.
host? And I'm just gonna just be quiet, I promise you. So I'm just gonna just say this, right? If we were so much y'all, why would y'all come over here, y'all don't try to find us? Or why would we go to Africa? We can't find none of y'all nowhere. Nowhere in our bloodline. Things that make you say, huh?
I mean that's true. If we were they people, they wouldn't disrespect us like that the way they do. So
And they're trying to
clearly,
find us when they come to America.
right,
The
exactly.
opportunity is right there.
Where's my people at? Exactly. They wouldn't want to get
See?
away from you. They would want to come to you, not get away from you.
Exactly. And I mean, but yet y'all need us because you want to use us.
And
Y'all, I
their
mean,
men are the ones online. Like I literally have a friend right now that married one from connecting with her on Facebook. I'm like, and you have a lot of them doing that, trying to get over here through our women. Or I don't know about the women doing it with our men, but I know those men are trying to get over here through our women.
and they don't stay with us over here. And then they wind up going right back to them. I know
Right.
cases to where they like get the money or whatever, and then go back over there or have her come here or whatever. And I even have a case to where my best friend's sister was married to one, and I don't know if I can say it, P.O. the blank her,
Mm.
and she was very successful. He sure did. Mm-hmm. Yep, can't trust him at all. He sure did.
I don't know. Some in society. I don't know if that was directed to us, but I'm gonna only say you're lowercase if you consider yourself that. That's the only thing I can say to a person that would
Exactly.
say
Facts. Facts.
Hey guys, look at that picture of the front. Look like her hair was blonde, like dyed in the front a little bit.
Yeah, I
Or is
see it.
that
That's deep. Whoever made that sculpture, they knew what they were
you
doing.
see that? And then
that.
it looks like the type of it looks like the weaves that we
Y'all should see the man. The man, he's brown too, and he looks. Man, I gotta show it to y'all. Like they really did their thing with this display. It's like they really want to wake the people up, man. And it's so much information out here right in our faces, but people are, they don't want to share the information, and some people just blind. But yeah, it's really coming to light, and people are waking up. I've been doing videos for like 10 years. I got over 1,000 videos, field research. I traveled out the country. I got my own book.
Oh wow.
Like I do these TikToks to bring people together because they cannot beat us in no debate format. They can't beat us with the information. All they can do is disrespect us and call us names and try to, shade the truth and hide the truth. But the fact of the matter is, we're our own people, our own distinct people, and we are the Americans. And when I mean that, I mean like from the Constitution, writing the Constitution, writing,
That
all of the original documents, the original government, the original builders, the original ship makers, the original people to bring light in your house,
that
gas, all of that. That's
Blood
that's
trans
your
blood
credit and nobody
transfusions to
else.
save your life and so
Right.
on and
that
on and on.
I mean, all of that, and they just so disrespectful when you look at it. How could you disrespect the very people that is responsible for your existence? Like, what?
And they're over here because of the civil rights.
Exactly, like because of the
Come
kindness of
on.
our people. Like, we can feed y'all. We have enough to feed the world. Why wouldn't we? That's how our people think. They're
Yeah,
religious
exactly.
people. They love to
Naturally
go to
Just
content.
we're
church.
just we're just too. forgiving and nice. Oh, that's okay. That's no problem.
Yeah,
No, it's
that's
time to
so true.
stop that. No.
And guess what?
Mm-mm.
It's coming to an end. And I'm an '80s baby, and right now we're very harsh. And we're not going to be helpful, and we love y'all so much. The older people that are like 60 and 70, we just giving y'all a few more years to get out the way, and it's going to go down.
Hmm.
I'm letting y'all know we're really about to send it up, and we don't want y'all to be harmed because y'all can be in harm's reach if we do what we really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
And
it's
those were the really indoctrinated. They were.
yeah, yeah, those 70-year-olds and 65-year-olds, they the ones who love to, buck their eyes and smile in front of them folks and yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah.
All of that. That's over with. We're not playing. We're not looking for approval. We don't want to fit in. We don't want to work for them. What do I look like working for you when the land grow food? The
I
land
guess
got water already. What I'm working for you for? Like
I
get the
guess
fuck
I
out of
could
here.
say that I'm like in the middle because I'm a woman of a certain age and like I be double nickel if y'all know what that
Yeah,
is.
that ain't old at all. That's still
Right.
young. But you come from the
Yeah.
generation of fighters. The '70s
I'm
generation.
like
Right. We
still I'm like
70.
I'm like stuck in the middle, I think a little bit. I don't know.
Like
Oh,
that ain't
or
nowhere near old. That's
you,
'50s is young. That is
you're
young.
Okay.
the like 69.
Yeah, that's up there.
That's
69.
my ex-husband. He's 55.
Okay.
And I think and he was born in 69.
I'll be my birthday is coming, well, I'm a summer baby, so
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel great. I have so much energy. I feel great. I don't tell people my age and I don't be believing me. I'll be going, want to be going through that. I don't want to be going through all of that. I thought you was a lot younger. Rah, 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 rah. It's a blessing. It is. Every morning we wake up and open our eyes every day to be on this side of the world. So yeah,
Well, salute. Exactly. It's a blessing to be born in America. The best
yeah,
land.
yes.
And we gotta fight for it. They imagine what they did to us. Like, remember the land our people had, the farmland over 100 years ago? They
Mhm.
actually tricked us into thinking we weren't from here when we had all the land. So
All
we
the
gotta
land.
learn from that.
Oh, the land.
That's a
Oh, we
Okay,
good
gotta
point,
tricked
Harold.
us out of our land.
That's a
exactly
good
Those
trick
point.
things happen
tricked us.
too.
Yes.
And then guess what? A lot of people did sell, like the people in Carolina, they were selling their land. Y'all can go and look it up. So anyway, we got to learn from what happened and now just come together financially and understand spending money with them people is not the way to go. We need to
Right.
find a business that our people own and salute and get back to farming and build like that. And I know it's going to take a spiritual, divine
Mhm.
intervention for us to
Yeah.
trust each other again because we are spiritual. And to get back into loving, we are going to need like I'm not saying Jesus is real, but we're going to need that type of interaction or some God body individual or woman.
Yeah.
Like somebody mentioned, the female Messiah, we're gonna need that loving figure to bring us back together. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Ayi Bobo. You said
Because
it.
the host is like so on track of being correct. Because we got the spending power and like they continuously to make billions off of our talents. They mimic us and then they turn it around and make it to be their own and make money. So if
Right.
Exactly.
we could just come together collectively, like how, because I mean, like I was explaining the village, like we was there. Unfortunately, they broke it up, but if we could just collectively just come together, if they don't want that, we could break. Oh my gosh, we could do so much.
We got a chief building a website now with all indigenous businesses involved. It'll be put out soon.
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
love.
I can
I
see
can't wait.
within so many years, like it's coming. It's just
I know it's nothing gonna stop this. Like
it's
y'all don't
coming.
really see it like a lot of y'all that's coming into this information, but we've been working behind the scenes for the last 10 years. And like I said, we really love y'all and respect y'all, but we not playing at all. It's gotta
Right.
go down the way it's gonna go down, like cause like the system is rigged off our stress and hard work and
Right.
exploitation. This can't carry on because I think I mentioned it earlier. They can't exist without us. So it's a, it's
Exactly.
a it's a relationship like a leech,
Like they cannot. It even goes down to the blood, like the blood banks on the corner. They can't exist without the blood, the culture, the economy. And like I'm not the type of person that's gonna get used. I'm not a punk. So it obviously it's gonna end with me. It ain't gonna happen to me. So I don't want it to happen to y'all. So we got to stand up. And when we stand up, all the cards fall off the table. So like it's pretty much a wrap. Everybody knows it. That's why Trump picked the side. He picked us. He
He
said, "I'm
did.
gonna ride with y'all because the prophecy already said that we gonna win." Every prophetic religion in the world said we were gonna wake up. Right?
Well, life is even showing you at the end of the day, we know that the earth is waking up because we're waking up. And the more we rise in spirit, the more the earth is rising. That's why no matter how much they're trying to make it cold in certain areas, the sun
Hmm.
is still shining.
And it's
And
getting
the
It's
even
sun
hotter.
we're a
is there.
tropical planet, and
And
the tropics is coming back. It's
yep,
just
Man,
yep,
period.
listen,
yep. And guess what? That's what's going to be. I think the host mentioned it, but he was saying to the fact that they can't really take the sun. I'm not gonna call out the people, but when the sun comes out and when it's out, you could just feel it, right? And that's going to be their demise. Like the sand, the vampires. That's why they got bunkers and
no,
stuff.
no, you on something. There's a science to it. I'm not gonna lie, not to cut you off, but where I live, I stay an hour from Atlanta, and it's already 80 degrees in February. But there's a science to how the sun it affects a certain group psychologically. Within 10 minutes of exposure of ultraviolet light, a certain group of people start to malfunction. There's a real science on this that y'all don't know about. And that's
Mm.
why y'all are a special people because
We
y'all
special.
can absorb the sun and
Hmm.
project its
We
That's
got
energy.
right.
that carbon. And you know what? Go to the beach. Well, I know, like, okay, like I love the beach. So I did my summer beach last year, and it was nothing. It was us out there. All like you could count the white tea folks that was out. Because a couple of years ago, man, they be over the whole beach. You look like them, honey. It's browning up now. It's browning up.
And
Yeah.
another thing that's their demise is these bells. They cracked them, but
Oh
them
yeah, yeah,
bells
yeah. The
gave off a certain
frequency.
frequency.
Yeah,
They
yeah. I'm
couldn't take.
glad you brought that
They
up.
couldn't take it.
100%.
Don't you know that they ears they can hear so good? I was on the job talking, right, and it was a conversation about woman, and she came over there and she confronted me. We was like, "How did she hear that?"
They got
We
them
wasn't even
dogs.
talking loud.
They
Them
got them
ears,
dog
they
ears.
got them dog. When I tell you, they got watch what you say. Look, they got look. We was playing music loud, and she came over there. She said, "I heard." She told me what I said. We was freaking out. Like, how did she hear that? Because they got them woof woof ears. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Well, we don't want to talk about the petri
That
dish.
Neanderthal. Mm-mm-mm.
All right, I got some new guests up here, man. I'm really about to end this live, but I'm
I'm
really
getting tired. I'm
interested.
off from work today.
Me
Thank God. I'm
either.
a mute.
I really got to go to work. I don't care though, cause my job pretty easy. But yeah, I got some guests up here, Karma, Alba, and Godly Man Yazoo. I want to get y'all opinions before I get out of here. What y'all agree with and disagree with? Start with Karma. Carmen. Okay, so I'll go to Godly Man. Godly Man Yazoo, what's up? All right, he just hopped up here for nothing.
Godly,
Ali, you there?
here.
I know him. Oh man, I'm familiar with him.
Oh, I just booted him. I didn't know. I just thought he was.
See if you can
Yeah,
bring him
he's
back up.
straight like that. One of us.
This guy have a lot of wisdom of lot. Can you try to bring him back up, please?
Yeah, he can come back if he want to. Go ahead and
Okay.
I'll invite him.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, Soldier? What you got going on, man?
What's
What's
going
good?
on? Can they hear?
I can hear.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, what you disagree with or agree with since you've been listening to the video, man? What's good?
Oh man, everything you guys are saying, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. And by me being, well, I'll be 70 this year, but
Wow.
just, yeah, but just knowing that what I experienced and the places I don't been and walking, being in the military and going to Korea and talking to the anesthetic people of the Mayas when I had a girlfriend from Panama and went back to go get her kids because they was going to take her kids and I gave her the money so she could be able to take kids. But starting off, yeah, my name is Sergeant Larry Toes. I call myself LT Soldier. But got a website called guysmalls.com because as I was traveling, I kept on saying, wait a minute, we you guys playing cards, but I'd rather do something else. And when we got into an argument, I said, you know something, that's it. Every place I go in the military, I'm going to start searching for pyramids. And now I'm retired. I started searching for people who had died and came back to life because I wanted to know how it is on the other side. And I
Okay.
can't lie to you. I'm too old to lie, but just letting you know, I don't came up. Even my next door neighbor, came 27 people I've met and talked to, including my mother before she passed away again. She said, Larry, you're right. It's so beautiful there. I didn't want to wake up. And my grandmother even said, boy, what you know about that? How you know where I was? And I said, well, grandma, I was asking a question, but just to let you know, if you want to remember me, whenever you get your blood drawn, this is a good one though. Whenever you get your blood drawn, you know that tube that they have, that's a yellow tube that you have that gel inside. Have you ever seen that?
You said when you get your blood did?
Yeah, when you get your blood drawn and
Oh
you
yeah,
happen to
yeah,
look at
yeah.
the blood and you happen to see that little gel inside that tube.
Yeah. That's that saline, ain't it?
No, it's a gel. I'm the one who invented that.
For real?
Working at Kaiser Permanente for the years, and I could, like I said, I could still tell you the whole story about it. But what fascinates my cousins, they still can't understand how could I remember me talking to Mr. Walt Disney. I was born crippled, so they had to straighten out my legs. And this was in Orlando, Florida. And by being in Orlando, Florida, Mr. Walt Disney and a couple of people they will go to the different races, but mainly come to the poor people and say, what would you like to see in Disney World? And what would you like to see in Disney World? So when they came to me, I before they got to me, I said, so I'm going to give them something that they never heard of. And what I said made the newspaper. And my father even said, son, I kind of know what you was trying to do, but do you know the reputation of what happened after so many cousins and everybody brought papers? Because back in the '60s, you hardly ever seen a black person in the paper, and but there I was in the paper. Whatever I said, Mr. Walt Disney sent back two men and a camera person to take my picture, and my picture made the newspaper. So I was asking my cousins in Orlando, Florida, could y'all find it? But that's one thing I got to find. But so I could kind of really show the truth. But yeah, one thing that stood out on me when y'all was talking, it made me think of Curtis Mayfield when he said, "Was sweeter than all the world." Was I'm so proud, I'm so proud, I'm so proud of you because you're the ones that they said will not be afraid to stand up to the man. And when I heard you talking about how the brothers or the women back in the day would talk to the bastards. That's it. That's the way they had to stay alive.
Right. I
They had
understand
to.
that. I respect that. Trust me.
Yes, sir. So I'm just saying, I just came on to just say thank you very much. I'm so proud of you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I hope there's a child out there that's part 10 younger or 15 and younger that listen to every word because when they go to school and tell their friends, it's going to triple, quadruple, and that's when we're going to be going. And another thing I want to let you know, when I was in Japan, the Japanese was telling me, even in Korea, Yabashio, I didn't have to see on, they was just telling me, don't you know you beautiful black people could take over the world in 3 days? 3 days, they said we could take over the world. We just have to do it because our hearts are so kind and loving to the point that they're willing to work with us because they know what has been done to us and what they're trying to do to them. And not to mention, when I was in Panama, I was asking the Antec people, what made y'all want to cut the hearts out and and cut the heads off on the pyramids. And he looked at me. He said, "No, no, 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 no. Would you kill the person that's cooking for you every day?" I said, "No." "Will you kill a person that's making your son or daughter a house?" I said, "No." Where's those people that came on the boats? When they came on the boats, that's when they started going up and down the um, coast trying to find out all the gold they can. So just to cut it short and everything, just let you know that I sat up there and listened to Dr. Sabi and got to the point. I don't know if y'all know what was his name? George, not George. He helped Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson got a thing. I can't even think of it. He's well known. I can't think of his name. Man, I got pictures of him because he would come up to me and say, "Son, you're gonna be all right. You're in those military codes, but you over here in these lectures, and you sure they don't get." I said, "No, sir. I do my job, and I'm here." Oh, Dick Gregory. Wouldn't believe Dick Gregory used to come
Baba.
over, huh?
Baba. We call him Baba. I know him personally.
Baba. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You come over and tap me on the shoulder. Nobody wouldn't believe how short he was, but he was so cool and authentic in his words. But just knowing that he would come over to me and ask me am I okay by being no lectures in Los Angeles, California, because there were so many lecturers coming out of California. And Dr. Sabi would come down and talk so proudly about his people, but he would jump up in the air, hit his knees on the floor, and jump back up and stand like in a standing position.
I saw
Anyway,
him do that at 82 years old.
really,
That was powerful.
man, but you can't believe the African American women or the women in Los Angeles that came to him and look said, "We have the money. What do we need to do next?" And he said, "No, wait, wait. There's something happening." He never knew it was some of his own people and the doctors trying to break him down and saying that what was happening, they was trying to come after him, and he didn't know how they was going to come after him. He even told the people that his mother even told him they're going to be coming after him. He said, "I'm just showing the truth, ma." He said, "They don't want you to show the truth. They don't want you to show the good health." So we
Yeah,
go
he
ahead and
changed the
start.
world though, man. Whatever he
Yes, sir.
did, he was a prophet of his own kind, man. He changed the
Yes,
world.
sir.
And I actually know his grandson. He typically be on the panel with me. His
Really?
his grandson Philip Bowman. And
Okay.
yeah, Dr. Sebi is life changing, man. He helped me and a lot of people, man, with my health. And yeah. So yeah, we
Yeah.
need to definitely get back to that natural nutrition,
Mm.
vegetation type diet, and
Yes, sir.
get
That's
ourselves off they processed foods.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I couldn't understand why did God put me in a hospital to work. I said I wanted a good job, but I even asked my father. I said, "Daddy, I don't know why God put me in this laboratory, but there must be a certain reason I'm here because my friends already knew I was so good in baseball and basketball." He said, "Larry, you were so good in baseball," and even my nephew say, "Uncle, why you got the biggest trophy at the boys' club?" And I said, "Well, I could put the ball in the place you wanted it." Because back in the day, in the 50s, to play in the early 60s, baseball wasn't like baseball. It was like tennis ball. You take a wet tennis ball, and if you hit it and the person catch it, they dump it in water and they shoot it at you. So you got to learn how to duck, roll, and run to get to those bases. So when it came to real baseball, I'm like, and not to mention what we had to use as baseball, because we used to use rocks as baseball.
Wow.
But anyway, with that being said, we're going to let everybody else, talk. I just want to come on and thank you all so much. You're doing
I
a
appreciate you, man, and all of the people that came before us that paved the way.
yes,
Definitely
sir.
appreciate y'all what y'all
Yes.
went through, man, for real.
Thank
Yes,
you
yes,
for
yes.
having me, and I followed you. Normally, I'm not on live this late, but I get to kind of relax today. I don't have to work, so just tag me for just in case, you
Yeah,
know.
I got you. When I follow you back, I'm gonna start letting people know when I live. I typically go live Saturday and Sunday, but if I
Uh,
miss a day, I'll go live the next day. So be looking for me on the weekend
And I may go live every now and then throughout the week until I can get enough of y'all following where we can do something like Dr. Sebi did. You know what I'm saying? That's what my mission is. Get us together on one accord on the diet, the
Mm.
spirit, and the economy. Because we gotta learn how to spend money with each other, man, if we're gonna have
Right.
our own nation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, much love to
Yeah, I'm
everybody up
on that
here.
too.
Okay, good
Peace,
night,
I'm
peace.
sir.
on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Everything, yeah, everything I consume is from the soil. I'm on that. I don't eat any meat products whatsoever.
Yeah, where you
So
where you
yeah, I'm
located at, brother? What state you in, man?
in the East Coast. I'm Washington D.C. area,
Okay,
DMV.
yeah, yeah. That's another one of them
I got
places.
some property in North Carolina too.
Okay, yeah, that's
Just
pivotal.
moved from Georgia down to Stone Mountain area. Was down there for 3 years.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I be around that area as well. It's a historic area, man. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
everybody,
traveler.
man. We all got a part to play in this, man, and hopefully everybody be active and present when we need each other, man, to build this great nation back up, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for giving me this opportunity and this live build. It's been 3 hours and some change. Man, make sure y'all follow and subscribe. And for the people who might miss out or just not coming in here, you can go onto my profile and hit the link, and that's my YouTube channel. I repost these videos on YouTube in the video section, and you also can look at my live streams and videos that I did in the past, and you will be mind blown at the research. But yeah, nothing but love for my people, copper colored Americans. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.